It's all eyes up front for a Texas showdown between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, the latter starting on pole position for the 10th time in his career and the 9th time this season. 6 races to go with 6 points between them. It's anybody's guess who'll be world champion in 2021. Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. 6 races to go in the 2021 campaign. We move away from Turkey to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Just 6 races to go, United States, before a 2-week break before we head into the crucial triple header as well, with Mexico City on the 7th of November, Brazil on the 14th, Qatar on the 21st. Saudi Arabia is 2 weeks later on the 5th of December before Abu Dhabi on a reprofiled circuit takes the season to a close on the 12th of December. Max Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship 262 points, 0.5 to Lewis Hamilton on 256.5. There's just a 6 points gap between them. Valtteri Bottas is on 177. Lando Norris in a battle with Sergio Perez, just 10 points between them. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc have half a point between them, 116.5 to 116. Danny Ricciardo well ahead of Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso rounding out the top 10. On the second page, Esteban Ocon is on 46 points. He's 9 clear to Sebastian Vettel. Lance Stroll is still 13th. Yuki Tsunoda 14th. 2 points behind George Russell. He's in 15th. Latifi 16th on 7. Raikkonen 17th on 6. 1 point to Antonio Giovinazzi. And still pointless, Mick Schumacher, Robert Kubica and Nikita Mazepin in 21st place. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes lead the way. 433.5 points, a 36-point advantage to Red Bull Racing, 397.5. McLaren are just 8 points ahead of Ferrari. Alpine are on their own. They're clear of AlphaTauri. The same goes for Aston Martin, who's on their own in P7. Williams P8, Alfa Romeo P9, and Haas have no points on the board. It's time for a Texas showdown between Verstappen and Hamilton for the United States Grand Prix. Okay, let's take a look at what happened in the first practice session for the 2021 United States Grand Prix. It was a domination effect for Valtteri Bottas, faster than his teammate Lewis Hamilton as well. The top 5 completed with Verstappen 3rd and Ferrari doing really well with Leclerc 4th and Sainz in P5. High temperatures already expected all the way throughout the weekend. It put Mercedes and Red Bull at loggerheads as well, but a great opening session for Bottas. However, he is expected to have a 5-place grid penalty for wherever he starts on the grid. So, bad news for him. Also expected, Sebastian Vettel and George Russell will start at the back of the grid. And later on announced as well would be Fernando Alonso, all taking penalties this weekend. Ferrari best of the rest, 4th and 5th. Charles Leclerc spun across the gravel as well, collecting some of the gravel trap in his wake, but he did good to get back to the pit lane. A little bit of a difference for Pierre Gasly spinning off. He was in P6 as well. Lando Norris, fastest. He was best of the McLaren runners as well on the track. Kimi Raikkonen completed the top 10. Russell went P11 as well on the board. Ocon had a little bit of an off moment as well, but it was Charles Leclerc. Big slide and hitting the wall again at the gravel at the back. That really put his free practice one to bed. Bottas topped the session on 134.874 from Hamilton 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, 4th for Leclerc, 5th for Carlos Sainz. Gasly 6th, Perez 7th, Norris 8th, Giovinazzi 9th and Raikkonen rounding out the top 10. Then we get Russell 11th, Ocon 12th, Stroll 13th, Vettel 14th, and Alonso P15. Ricciardo is 16th, Latifi 17th, Tsunoda 18th, Schumacher and Mazepin, the 2 Haas cars, right at the back. On to free practice 2, and it was a lot more of a dramatic session as well. Sergio Perez topping Lando Norris on the front of the board as well. A day of the underdogs for this session. But Fernando Alonso, who had a red flag infringement in first practice as well, got out in free practice 2 with a hydraulic problem as well. That's why he starts at the back of the grid for the main race as well. But he had a spin with 3 minutes to go. Sorry, my fault. Commentator's curse. But it was a great one as well. It was Perez on top of the board with a 1 at 34.946. Norris P2 ahead of Hamilton and Bottas. Ricciardo wrapping out the top 5 as well. Beginning the session, the softs improving, using the same tyre on his 5th run as well, getting up on the border. Then it was again Aston Martin's Lance Stroll was in P6 on the board. Verstappen 8th on the board as well. He's sandwiched by the Ferraris. Charles Leclerc goes P7. Carlos Sainz goes P9. And Antonio Giovinazzi rounds out the top 10. Dropping further down, Gasly finished 12th with Alpine's 2 cars side by side. Ocon 11th, Alonso down in 12th, as I said, spinning off in the last 3 minutes of the session. Down then, it was Kimi Raikkonen, who was down in 14th. Vettel P15 as well, a shocking free practice 2 for him as well on the medium tyres. Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Schumacher 17th, Latifi 18th, George Russell 19th. Russell taking his grid penalty, not doing much at all in that session. Rounding out the back of the grid as well, the 2 Haas cars once again. On to free practice 3, and it was another dream for Sergio Perez in a session that wasn't really dominated much by action. It was still Perez topping on a 1:34.701. Sainz went into P2 as well, ahead of Verstappen, Norris and Bottas as well. A good running of the run there as well, especially for Verstappen, who goes after pole position for the qualifying race as well. Lewis Hamilton P6 fell foul of the track limits as well. His fastest time was a 1:34.558. He did go top of the session, lost it down on the board as well. Sadly, he went in P6 as well. Daniel Ricciardo P7. Pierre Gasly goes P8 with his teammate Yuki Tsunoda all the way down in 18th place. Charles Leclerc took 9th place as well. He's a second off of the top time by Perez. The top 9 separated by less than a second. And it was Esteban Ocon rounding out the top 10 as well on the board. Sebastian Vettel down in P11 for Aston Martin, could do better. Raikkonen 13th, sandwiched between the 2 Williamses. Russell in 12th, Latifi in 14th, whereas they were sandwiched by the 2 Alfa Romeos with Antonio Giovinazzi down in P15 as well. Alonso starting at the back of the grid for taking an ordinary power unit, finished 17th. He was behind Lance Stroll in 16th, Tsunoda 18th, Schumacher 19th and Mazepin in 20th for the 3rd practice session. Right, let's get into qualifying then, and as ever, we'll go through the 2 knockouts before joining qualifying 3. In the first session, Stroll, Latifi, Raikkonen, Schumacher and Mazepin all got taken out as well as everybody dashed to make their first runs on the tyres more successful. It was a great run on the board. Q2 eliminations for Ocon, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Alonso and Russell. Vettel, Alonso and Russell all starting from the back of the grid. It changes very little on the board as well, but going through into the top 10 as well was the 2x2, 5 teams out of the 10 going through. It looked like Noah's Ark for a while. Let's join then and take a look at what happened in qualifying number 3. Okay, so we have got Lewis Hamilton on a lap time then up towards turn number 1. This could be the pole position lap time, of course, depending on what we're going to see in the next 9.5 minutes through turn 2 and 3. The sky has got darker. The track has got cooler. It's now 35-degree track temperature as well. It's only 2 degrees, but it can make a break in Formula 1 because they're on the soft compound tyre, which works better the cooler the track temperature, and it has put Lewis Hamilton with a 25.013 in the first sector. Fastest of all so far. Bottas is a 25.165 as it currently stands as well. Hamilton going for pole position number 102 here in Austin, Texas.
Seems to be doing quite well now. Let's see if he can get another purple sector. Looks like he's gonna, and it does he.
And at turn 12, here's the control line for sector 2 now.
And Lewis does another purple sector time. It looks like he's gonna get something good for Verstappen. Is very, very quick right now, and he goes.
Bottas fastest sector 2. Bottas fastest sector 2. 37.299. It's not actually Verstappen fastest yet at the board. That's his sector times.
Oh, that's a battle of Mercedes again.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the Mercedes. So Hamilton fastest of all sector 1. Bottas fastest of all sector 2. It all comes down to sector 3. Pole position currently going to Lewis Hamilton on a 1:33.564. What about Valtteri Bottas, who's directly behind him across the line? Remember, he's got a 10-place grid penalty. He's fastest by 89 thousandths of a second. That's 89 hundredths across it as well. Lando Norris goes P3, 1:34.015, but nothing can spin the two Mercedes at the moment. And as it stands, Hamilton gifted Bottas pole position in the Turkish Grand Prix. At the United States Grand Prix, Bottas looks to gift Hamilton pole position 102. It's a trade back.
From the McLaren right now, there's a lot of sparks, and it seems that their flooring on both cars is literally touching the ground at some point.
Verstappen set the fastest first sector time of anybody, 24.998, and Tsunoda goes P6. Ricciardo has gone P3 as it stands. Great job from Ricciardo. Carlos Sainz goes into P3, 1:33.826 as well. Time's improving. Here comes Verstappen out of the last corner. Leclerc goes fourth. It's 2 by 2 at the moment on the timing screens as pole position goes to Verstappen with a massive cheer for the American public. At 1:33.199, Perez on pole, 1:33.180. And that is a fantastic lap time from Sergio Perez. He is 19 thousandths of a second faster at the moment. And after the first runs, it's the Mexican Sergio Perez on pole position as it stands, looking for his first ever pole in Formula One. Exactly what me and the Grid Network guys were talking about is happening. Seeing is believing, believing is seeing. 2 minutes to go then here in qualifying 3 for the United States Grand Prix. Sergio Perez on provisional pole position for Verstappen, Bottas, Hamilton, Sainz, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Norris, Gasly and Tsunoda. Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, AlphaTauri in a 2x2 formation. Let's cause some drama. Bottas starts his lap time. Just come out of the last corner actually is Lewis Hamilton. So Bottas, despite his 10-place grid penalty, isn't towing Lewis Hamilton around at the moment. I find that entertaining.
It is quite entertaining, yes. Though, what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but then I forgot.
How many cars are ahead?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say...
8 cars again.
I was gonna say
8 cars ahead of Verstappen.
12 and turn 11.
8 cars ahead of Verstappen at the moment.
That's going to jeopardise him.
And Verstappen is towing Perez. It's not the other way round. Verstappen is towing Perez as Hamilton is 9 thousandths of a second faster than Perez. But it's a bad first sector time and a big wiggle for Hamilton out of turn 10. Bottas is slow in the first sector. I think he might have just done it, Megan. Perez might actually have pole position here.
Could he?
It's going to be down to the wire. It's like the Russian Grand Prix all over again when Lando Norris took pole and Bottas is a 10th down, but he already had the grid penalty. Remember that.
Still, it's just reassuring.
Hamilton, though, is coming into the second sector. What's the gap? It's a purple for Hamilton and he's up by 2 tenths to Perez. But is it 2 tenths actually on the lap? That's the question. It's all going to be down to the last 20 seconds of this qualifying session. Verstappen now is on a lap time, as is Perez as well. Verstappen's fastest first sector, and Perez is a 10th down on that sector. It could be Verstappen taking pole. Here comes the line. Verstappen fastest first sector. Bottas, I think, has crossed the line now. Bottas has abandoned the lap time. Hamilton takes provisional pole by 61 thousandths of a second. A 1:33.119. The question is, who can beat it? The Team Mexican fans have rotated their banners. It's not over yet. They think it's all over, but it is a lot more to go as Lando Norris goes into P6. Gasly goes P9 at the moment. Here we go then. What is Verstappen's second sector time? Is it purple? No! He's only 24 thousandths of a second faster than Hamilton. It was only a personal best. Perez is improving. Ricciardo goes P6 with Sainz going in P5 as well. It's all still to play for. Bottas has abandoned his lap time as well. Leclerc goes P5, 1:33.606. There's only 6 points between them in the championship right now. Who's going to take pole position? Is it Lewis Hamilton or is it Max Verstappen to be on front row for a Texas showdown here in Austin, Texas? The two title rivals will start first and second on the grid. 6 points between them with 6 races to go, and we've only got to put them in championship order, first and second on the grid. It's pole position number 11 for Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton has to take the front row, and Perez is denied a pole position once again. But what a treat! We have a fantastic American pie big slice for tomorrow. Okay, let's go to lap attack, and on the other side here of the Circuit of the Americas guide, it'll be time for Lights Out here in Austin, Texas. Your commentators, myself, Joshua Birch, Megan Birch, and Ian Birch, with 6 races to go and 6 points between them. It's a Texas showdown for Hamilton and Verstappen. Let's take a look around the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, a 3.425-mile circuit, 20 turns in total, 2 DRS, and the highest run up towards turn 1 on the entire calendar. Start a lap. It's good to have an important exit coming out of turn number 20 before you fire it up. Open up the DRS on the run uphill towards turn number 1. Slowly on the incline as well. Drop down to second gear. Tight inside hairpin. Don't mind if you miss it, you catch up at the exit. Drop downhill into turns 2 and 3, holding about 7th gear before the exit. Into the Mickey Mouse section as well. Slight lifts if you feel like you need it. It's not completely flat out. It's a circumstance pretty similar to Maggots and Beckett. Drop up the hill now in towards turn 8, miss the apex, take a late one into turn 9, back up to speed as you approach turn 10. Over the bumps as well as you head down towards turn number 11. Another heavy braking spot, identical almost to turn number 1. Heavy, down again, second gear, late apex, power down towards the exit and open up the DRS in around about 5 seconds. Now, put further down the back straightaway on the run down towards turn 12. Open up the DRS, 8th gear, let the car sing before you hit the brakes again at around about 120 metres before taking another second gear, tight hairpin corner. Back up then into turn 13, drop down all the way, second gear once again. It's a tight flowing section that leads to the stakes as you come in towards turn 18. Back once again, second gear, accelerated the exit, and now loop it back round a section of the track similar to Istanbul we went to just 7 days ago. Back in towards turn 19, drop down 5th gear, ride the apex curb as well, as you don't want to get flung too wide, you'll lose the lap time. Back into turn 20, slightly uphill, control the exit, DRS open, 5th gear across the line, and that is a lap, a 1:35.62 of the Circuit of the Americas. Oh, we are in for a Texas showdown for the 2021 United States Grand Prix. Formula One moves back stateside for the first time in 24 months. It's Black History Month here in the United States of America. In the pre-show for Sky F1, Bubba Wallace and Lewis Hamilton were shown that they work together to provide greatness and to inspire the next generation. Right now, here at the Circuit of the Americas, with a total of 380,000 fans in attendance, Lewis Hamilton could put on another show to make the American population proud as well. And this 5.513 kilometre circuit has already seen history throughout. Entertainment all the way round. America certainly knows how to put on a Formula One race. 3.425 miles, that is the track length in total as well. Elevation change here is at 30.4 metres. That is on the run up towards turn number 1. And believe it or not, we've lined Verstappen and Hamilton up on the front row of the grid. It's already seen action zones. Danny Ricciardo getting past Sebastian Vettel in the early stages of the 2019 race as well. proved to be Vettel's undoing. He retired on lap 8 with rear suspension failure. Bottas versus Hamilton was the wheel-to-wheel moment of the race as well. And down at turns 16, 17 and 18, the early days of the Hamilton-Verstappen rivalry. Side by side, Hamilton coming off worse. He still managed, however, to clinch the 5th World Championship of his career later that day. The tyre compound you need to keep your eye on for today. The soft is the C4, the medium the C3, the hard tyre is the C2. And we're all set for an energetic Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. Here's the starting grid then for the first United States Grand Prix in 24 months. It's Max Verstappen who takes pole position for the 11th time in his career and the 9th time in 2021. For the 7th time, Lewis Hamilton lines up alongside him on the front row. Row 2 sees Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. They can both see a possible victory today. So can Carlos Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo starting on row 3 as well. Ricciardo living his Texas American dream so far this weekend. Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly on the 4th row of the grid. The 5th row rounds out with Valtteri Bottas taking a 5-place grid penalty for a new internal combustion engine. He's alongside Yuki Tsunoda, one of his best qualifying results of the season. Row 6, Esteban Ocon alongside Antonio Giovinazzi in 11th and 12th, 13th and 14th, and the 8th row for Nicholas Latifi as well. 15th and 16th on the grid, Kimi Raikkonen alongside Mick Schumacher. 17th and 18th on the grid as well. On the 9th row, Nikita Mazepin, and the first of the 3 drivers taking the penalty, Sebastian Vettel, starting from the back of the grid, along with Fernando Alonso in 19th and George Russell starting in 20th place. Megan Birch alongside me in the commentary box as well. The Texan, magnificent displays going on all the way around as well. Formula One in America. America certainly knows how to put on a great show as well. It's so American, it's almost unbelievable how much America we can get into today.
They certainly do know how to hold a show. I mean, you've seen their Super Bowls. I mean,
oh yes,
they certainly know how to jam-pack something full of entertainment.
The atmosphere is so tense here in America, you can cut it like hot butter with a hot knife as well. And yes, I said hot butter because everything is just melting. The track temperature is 37 degrees. The air temperature is 27 degrees as well. It is unbelievable what we are about to witness. Hello to everyone in the chat. Adam says as well, hello, and enjoy the Grand Prix as well. Good evening, Josh. Can't wait for the USA Grand Prix. Enjoying the UK and cheers as well. Josh Plays is back as well. Both Josh and Adam joined me in the comments box this weekend. Josh was in the touring cars and Adam has been in free practice 3. We're nearly on the start of the formation lap. Someone just pushing Lewis Hamilton further back on the grid. Megan, we have to ask as well. Hamilton and Verstappen, front row of the grid in front of 140,000 American fans. Turn 1, uphill. Are we going to see a start line crash?
I'm hoping so. And I've noticed that the only 2 people starting on softs are Carlos Sainz and Yuki Tsunoda.
Formation lap is underway. Away we go then. We will get going.
Hamilton got the better formation.
The better start?
Yeah. Formation start. He got a really good one, so I'm just foretelling that he'll possibly get past Max on turn 1.
The tension is rising. I'm literally shaking in the comments box. Talk us through the predicted pit stops.
Right, it's predicted to be a 2-stop with if you start on mediums, you're predicted to stop lap 12 to 17 and then 32 to 37. If you're starting on softs, it's lap 10 to 15 and at lap 32 to 37, all on hards.
And this is what we are waiting for, the starting tyres for these guys as well. Verstappen is on the medium, so is Hamilton, Perez and Leclerc. Sainz starting on the softs, Tsunoda too starting on the soft compound tyre as well. Everyone else, as you said, Megan on the mediums. Here's the Drivers' Championship. 262.5 points for Verstappen. Hamilton, 256.5 points as well. Just 6 points between them with 6 races to go. And we line them up on the front row of the grid. The fans yesterday, Megan, were already going crazy at qualifying. We are going crazy about qualifying. It's getting so tense. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes has opened up a bigger gap over Red Bull. We're focusing on the battle between McLaren and Ferrari today. Just 7.5 points between them each respectively as well, and we've got both of them. Leclerc 4th, Sainz 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Norris in 7th, so they're lined up ever so nicely as well in a 2x2 formation. The rest of the grid pretty much spread out, but I tell you what, It's the latest Grand Prix start for 24 months across the world. It is the greatest ever amount of fans attending a Grand Prix race.
Which is weird during COVID.
Which is weird during COVID as well. Martin's grid walk has been back. Everything about this weekend has been perfect for the American Grand Prix. And now, 56 laps ahead of us. Let's hope it's going to be more and more dramatic.
I just saw a guy in the stands that actually looks like Roman Grosjean, though I know it's not him.
2:02. So instead of the W Series, that took 5 minutes to go through. It hasn't gone through. We've asked you all in the group chat as well, who is going to finish ahead, Verstappen or Hamilton? It is a 50-50 split in the poll as it currently stands before lights out. You can't
The
we can't
poll's
write
as
it.
impartial as we are.
Yeah, you can't write it, can you, this season? There's a yellow track surface slippery sector 6 as Verstappen is already standing on the grid.
Slow.
As everyone else just tailing up further back. Verstappen on the grid, Megan. He is waiting to go.
Norris, I don't know whether he was just testing his tyres or just slipped, though I just saw him go like this. I don't think that was like on purpose either. It kind of looked like he either slipped on something or something messed up, though kind of reminds me of W Series.
Jenny Gow tweeting, this is going to be fun. It really is going to be fun. I have never been more excited for the start of a Formula One Grand Prix than I am right now. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen have already crashed twice this year. The opening lap of the British Grand Prix and lap 24 of the Italian Grand Prix. Formula One returns stateside for the first time in 24 months. It's the biggest ever crowd, not only in America, in Formula One history, and they're going to be treated to an American race. Action in Austin! It's a good start from Hamilton and Verstappen down towards turn 1. Verstappen turns Hamilton off! Hamilton having to go towards turn 1! Hamilton leads from Verstappen going round the outside! Off goes Verstappen! He comes back on! Perez is there too! And Hamilton leads the American Grand Prix! There's a yellow! There is a yellow! Perez goes up into second, he backs out! Verstappen goes through! There's a yellow flag! Fernando Alonso's further back! It looks like they've all made it! Double yellow turn 3! McLaren side by side! Danny Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz holding it together as well. Up the hill towards turn 8. Ricciardo holds the inside line and Sainz is flashing back.
Yeah, it's
a brilliant move. What a start. They made it.
Hamilton got through to him on turn 1.
But Verstappen went wide as now Danny Ricciardo tries to go around the outside once again. A Sainz down at turn 11. It hasn't paid off, but he's in the slipstream. He's in the slipstream. He pulls out to the inside line. Soft tyre versus medium tyre. Down the back straight we go. In towards turn number 12. Ricciardo trying the outside. Norris goes to the inside. McLaren 3 abreast. Sainz locks up. Norris dives through. Ricciardo backs out. Wide goes Sainz as well. Leclerc gets ahead. McLaren are having a fight with Ferrari already as Raikkonen moves up to 12th. The two McLaren side by side. Through goes Norris. He gets ahead. Ricciardo comes back ahead. Wow.
Alonso passes Mazepin and Ricciardo passes Norris.
Ricciardo's at the inside and he's gone past Sainz at turn 18. A brilliant manoeuvre. What an opening lap to the American Grand Prix.
I saw that Vettel was something under investigation.
Off. That's Norris going wide as well. Sonoda's coming through.
Just keeps it though.
And the fans are going electric at the moment. Hamilton leads the opening lap.
Both passes have just been passed by Alonso and Stroll. Mazepin's dropping down quite a lot. He's into the pit lane, so I'm guessing that turn 1 incident was him.
Bottas diving up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda's clipping in though as Bottas tries to go around the outside. And Tsunoda keeps 8th place. Bottas has to back out of it as well. Bottas is side by side almost. Russell to 14th. And Stroll now P17. He's moved down the order from where he started as well. He did start 13th. Stroll down to 17th. But it's Hamilton leading the American Grand Prix at the start. He got the perfect launch over Verstappen.
Mazepin comes out of the pit lane now. I'm guessing that first incident involved him. Because he lost so much time in that one. He lost 3 places. So Latifi was also probably involved since he lost 4. I'm guessing Stroll and Schumacher were too, since they also lost a lot of places.
Hamilton is being caught by Max Verstappen as they head into the braking zone for turn 12, third gear, 80 kilometres an hour as well. Back on the exit, Perez going a little bit wide. What a start! They were side by side, no matter where you looked. There was nothing between them. But Hamilton, with the launch in towards turn 1, Verstappen came defensive. And when I saw that yellow flag, the same as you, you must have thought as well there was a contact. Let's have Verstappen.
He's sliding a lot. Understood.
And that may
He's sliding a lot, and Hamilton's being caught hand over fist. And what's that last lap time, Megs?
Hamilton's lap time is a 1:42.040. Very immediately gets beaten by Verstappen with a 1:41.750. So Verstappen is quicker, though Hamilton got the better start. I mean, that's just guaranteed to know. The only person, every single driver is actually doing greens and personal best, so they're all doing well.
What an amazing start to the American Grand Prix. A fantastic getaway for everybody. It's lap 3 of 56. There's the driver tracker. They are all still together on the track as well as they come through. Let's hear some radio from Esteban Ocon.
Full okay.
Okay, Valtteri, we need to give the position back to Gasly. We need to do it now, otherwise we're going to get a penalty.
So there's a penalty warning for Bottas as heck. Look at that. Hamilton's made a mistake coming out of turn 11. The DRS is in operation as well. Here we go then. This is Verstappen's first hunt as he opens up the DRS. Over 8th gear, 330 kilometres an hour. Can he get anywhere near Hamilton? Maybe not this lap, Megs. He's a bit too far behind, but definitely Hamilton is struggling out there. He is sliding everywhere on the track. Yeah.
Right, so
take us to the start, Megs.
race restart. We see Hamilton get an amazing start. I mean, Verstappen got a good start too. He immediately tried to defend, forcing both of them into the pit lane line. And then further down the field, we can see Aston Martin's going everywhere. Oh, we see a spin there from one of the drivers. It looked like one. Which one of the white
That
cars?
that would have been Mazepin. That explains why Mazepin's so far behind. He was the one who made the mistake early on in this race.
I think he spun Stroll right around. Hold on.
That explains why Stroll's jumped down the order as well. Look at that.
Right, you can see
But-
there, that one.
Yeah, but watch this. Verstappen came across to defend from Hamilton, but Hamilton took his normal line,
Yeah.
and then Verstappen just went round. Yeah, there's the contact. Oh, it was Latifi who made contact with Stroll. So that's why Latifi's down to 19th, and Stroll moving up the order. Ocon into the pit lane. We heard he had damage. Just listen.
Sandwich by the pass, man.
So he got sandwiched by Mazepin.
Doesn't explain why Mazepin had to go into the pit lane so quickly.
Well, I think he had damage as well. There's the battle with the two McLarens. Lando Norris and Danny Ricciardo just sending up the inside. Norris nearly taking out Charles Leclerc. Off went Sainz as well. They're all coming back on. It's unbelievable. Megan.
Right, so Hamilton gets the fastest lap now with a 1:41.250, and every single driver, bar Latifi and Ocon, who's entered the pit
Here he
lane,
is,
not
exiting.
surprising.
He's on hards.
He's turned back to
Sandwich by
hards.
the pass,
Oh,
man.
there's a repeat.
Just sent it
Um,
from with damage.
And everyone's doing well by the last three, and Hamilton all of a sudden, he's kind of gone down. Though fastest sector 1 time is a 27.164, that's set by Verstappen. Though everyone from Leclerc down to Schumacher are doing quite well in their first sector times.
Gap between them on that last lap, the separate between them is just 0.021. So already the gap is closing as this is, that's a front wing change. So Ocon had to change his wing because look at the damage he's got on the end plate as well. Let's take a look at Esteban Ocon. This is running downhill. So this is after his spin. He's in P20. This is why. Coming under the chicane area. Does he get spun around? Oh, he clips the back of one of the Alphas. It must have been Raikkonen. Yeah, I was going to say it must have been Raikkonen who clipped it. And there's a wing damage there then.
Oh, he's messed up his paintwork.
Yeah, and there's the new front wing going on as well. I tell you what, it's hot work already in this commentary box as well.
They had a little bit of difficulty putting that wing on.
Gap between Hamilton and
Do you think
Verstappen.
we can keep going? We see some damage, but have to see if it's drivable or not.
That's Latifi's radio.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of understeer, I feel.
Hamilton
Okay, you need to
fastest
be
lap.
go race, single press HPP. I need to make a decision now.
141.071.
On aero, it's hard to say. We see some damage, but it's not
Do one
critical.
more lap.
Copy. One more lap.
Say again.
Right, so it seems... Oh! Verstappen's in DRS zone again. Show Verstappen!
There he is,
closer.
look. DRS range now for Verstappen. He activates it. Hamilton's not liking the rear of the car.
Oh,
Mercedes
He's just gone out of range now. Again.
Mercedes have changed the suspension setup for this weekend as well to try and get their advantage. Look, did you see the active suspension working at the
Yeah.
back?
Also, that
yeah.
wheel's moving a hell of a lot.
Yeah, under load as well. Normal rear suspensions do lower themselves down when under compression, but Mercedes have developed a system that the rear of the car can drop in a nanosecond to give more of a straight line speed effect to help with the diffuser. It's why Hamilton is faster on the straights when Verstappen has the DRS. If it's the other way round, Hamilton can't catch up. So if Verstappen passes Hamilton in this race, Hamilton is going to be the one who's really on the back of being defensive.
So far, only 2 drivers have pitted, and that's Mazepin and Ocon.
Gasly's passed
accident.
Gasly's passed Bottas with P10. So and P9, sorry. So Gasly's at P9. When did that happen on the monitor as well? It just flicks.
Who can tell?
But the main battle at the moment is between Verstappen and Hamilton. Hamilton's made a bad move as well. Yeah, DRS and for Raikkonen as well, down the start-finish straight. This is Verstappen.
And Vettel and Alonso.
Race control. That time deleted for Verstappen. Track limits warning.
Okay, Max. First track limit.
First?
In turn 19 last lap.
I'm sorry, but what are you going to do about track limits?
Correct me if I'm wrong. The track limits at turn 1 are also being noted in an amendment to the stewards' documents this morning in the race director's notes. After what happened in the W Series start with one of the cars flying up with Fabian Volverend, they've removed the exit bumps at turn 1. It's why you didn't see Verstappen going up and down like a wheelie. As well as Latifi gets a front wing change as well, same as Ocon. So they've removed the speed bumps at the exit of turn 1, but they were monitoring track limits. But Verstappen went all the way out wide. Is he going to say that I got blocked? And that's why, but it's getting close.
Latifi entering the pits again.
Second stop of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming out side by side with Ocon. They touch again. Off goes Albon as well. So
track
off
limits.
Goes Ocon. Yeah, off goes Ocon. They touch again coming out of the pit lane. These two that made contact on the opening lap make contact on the exit of turn 1 once again.
I have a feeling we're going to hear a very angry
Yeah.
radio.
Ocon just can't stop getting in the way of everybody these days, can he?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, what are they going to do? Like, sorry, your time has been deleted. If I was Verstappen, I'd be like, oh no, if I wasn't in a race and it didn't depend on times.
Yeah, it's a race, not a marathon. But if he does it 3 times, he will receive a 5-second time penalty.
Still,
So,
it should just
yeah.
be warning, not delete times.
This is Nicholas Latifi exiting the pit lane as well. Now, this is the battle as well. Look at Ocon. Ocon comes in. Who's at fault there? I'd say Ocon, because he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Latifi had nowhere to go. Ocon could have backed out. Did he?
Latifi's just like, is this payback?
Oh, he did give him some space, I suppose, but it wasn't enough space. They just came together. That's a racing incident then. I don't think they would either put their hand up. That's just a racing incident between them.
I can just hear both of them just like, seriously?
Yeah, seriously, between them.
It's like, again.
Hamilton and Verstappen are closer than they've ever been. It's 0.8 of a second. Hamilton's on the radio.
It's quicker than me right now. Yeah, copy Lewis.
He's quicker than me right now as
That's
well.
interesting. You have the fastest lap.
Yeah, that's a good point. But look at this. Verstappen has a wiggle at the exit of turn 11, trying to get the speed down as well.
He has DRS.
He has DRS. He's 0.6 between 0.638. Is Hamilton
And he's lost it.
feeling the pressure with Max using all of his pace to come down in towards
It's like the Jaws
turn
movie.
12. Say again?
It's like the Jaws movie.
Yeah, just playing that over
Just
and
see
over
him
again.
coming up behind you like really fast and just like...
You said about track limits. Esteban Ocon, lap time deleted for exceeding track limits at turn 1.
okay.
So that's his first warning of the day. If he does it,
Vettel Alonso.
yeah, if he does it 3 times, he gets that.
DRS.
He gets a penalty. The field all within the same lap. Latifi, Ocon, and Mazepin completely separate from everybody else so far.
Kind of want to make a whiteboard that says who's got DRS.
And this is the battle between Alonso and Vettel down into turn 12 as well. Just trying Alonso trying to go around the outside of Vettel for 14th place. Hasn't worked out just yet. It's lap 8 of 56. There's 49 laps to go of the American Grand Prix. And so far, it's been an absolute thriller. What an opening start, though, for Hamilton getting that getaway. And they didn't touch. Whoever put money on them touching at the start, you haven't got a penny back yet. But if you got them for touching during the race, I would keep your money at the moment because it might happen.
Yuki with the stop should be hitting a pit much earlier than us.
Yeah, when can we stop?
That's Alonso pitting. Alonso into the
I'm
pits.
checking the tires, when can we stop?
So Alonso on the medium tyres says that 8 laps is enough for him as well. And they've only completed 8 laps as well, those tyres. So, yeah, Alonso comes into the pit lane, changes over. Is he going to go to hards? Yes, hard tyres, the call for Fernando Alonso in a 2.5 second stop. The gap now, again, as Norris has passed Sainz. Norris has got past Carlos Sainz as Verstappen and Hamilton are they're in the same sector down the DRS zone towards turn 12. So they're getting closer. Look, Verstappen taking 4/10 there with the DRS advantage, but down towards turn 12. It feels like a Jules 15, doesn't it? It feels like at some point these two are going to make contact with each other because it's inevitable.
Like it's gonna happen.
They're like magnets, isn't it? Instead of repelling each other, they're just drawing each other together.
Oh, Verstappen radio.
He's sliding a lot and I have a lot more pace, so I just want to tell you.
Yep, understood. Thank you.
And yeah.
They sound annoyed.
Martin Brundle said, and your lottery numbers are at the end of that one. So who's going where? Gasly on the radio. Just I didn't hear the end of that, sorry. But yeah, Verstappen wants to get ahead. He's got so much more faster pace. The question is, can he find a way through? Will he find a way through? And if he does find a way through, how quick is he going to get through? What a race this is turning out to be for the United States Grand Prix in 2021. The first race stateside for 24 months, and already it is developing to be an absolute cracker. We've got Hamilton leading by just 0.6 of a second to Verstappen. That gap is closing lap after lap, and Verstappen's right on the back of Hamilton as well. And they're coming into the DRS zone. This might be the first opportunity as well, Megan, for an overtake for Verstappen. He is going to close down Hamilton so much in a second. This is a replay of how Norris got ahead of Sainz. Oh, no, this is lap 1's replay. Yeah, let's see lap 1 when they're side by side for the lead.
He's sliding a lot and I have a lot more.
Director to give position to Lando.
Right, so Sainz. Okay, so that's what happened. Sainz was.
No, I gave it to Ricciardo back in turn 16.
Your loss.
I did that on purpose. It was not Lando.
Your loss, Carlos. You have to give it back to the driver who took it off, and that ergo was Lando Norris. Jenson Button found that out the hard way in 2011 Australia.
Wrong teammate.
Yeah, he cut the inside line and got past Felipe Massa. Ferrari quickly realised, let's swap Massa and Alonso around. Jenson had to lay both the cars through, and through went the two. And through went the two Ferraris as well in that race. So it was very dramatic. But look at this. Hamilton versus Verstappen as well. I know we keep building it, but we're building it for a very, very good reason. They are the two title contenders. 6 points separate them in the championship. And right now, it's game on. That's Gasly saying the tyres are gone.
America's not kind to tyres.
Well, they fixed the radio from Turkey by making it sound 1,000,000 times more worse than a 1980s style radio. So that's unbelievable as well.
It also kind of sounds like an airplane.
It does, doesn't it? Collision will be at turn 1 or turn 11 or turn 12 or turn 19 or turn 20, says Josh Plays as well. Absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then don't say that, Josh. Which Josh? Josh Plays or me, Josh Adam? Because either way, they're going to come together, aren't they? It's a fact of life that they're going to make contact.
Tsunoda pits as well as Russell.
So they're stopping quite early on in this race then. That is a surprise.
Everyone is, apparently.
Yeah, so it's a hard tyre going on as well. So they're going to drop. I'm surprised that Russell didn't start on the hard tyres and he elected to start on the medium compound. He had the opportunity to go long. 0.6 between Hamilton and Verstappen now as they come into the braking zone for turn number 12.
Oh, Williams got a really good stop of 2.5.
The problem is one mistake.
So we are going plan B, and we need to keep the gap to Ricciardo behind. At the moment, gap to him is 3.2.
So that's the radio from Leclerc.
Keep doing it like this.
The problem is one mistake from Hamilton and Verstappen's through. One mistake, Verstappen's through. And this is where it gets very, very tense and very, very nervous at the moment as well as they circulate round turns 16, 17 and 18, where in 2018 the two teammates made contact. Let's listen.
Tires are really hot and I don't think we're particularly quick.
He's pitting. He's pitting.
Right.
Yeah, Verstappen's pitting. Verstappen pits, so he boxes early. The medium compound tyres are too much. They're overheating on 37-degree track temperature. They're going to the hardest compound possible.
I feel like something's going to go wrong.
Yeah, it's a good stop. It's a very strong stop. 2.9 seconds. Sergio Perez takes over second. Let's open up the driver tracker. Where is he going to come out? Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz goes through as well. Norris comes into the pit lane too, so Norris pitting, as does Gasly, I think, come in.
Yeah.
So
we're going to go long.
So that's Bottas going long.
I have a feeling Gasly will also go long, so
Tyres are okay.
Hard tyres go for Norris.
Hamilton's just said tyres are okay. About an hour before the race, Lewis Hamilton with a blowtorch to everyone's tyres.
Yeah, just destroying them so his tyres can be okay. I did wonder if Lewis Hamilton went out there with a...
Heating on every garage.
Yeah, just going with a hairdryer as well, just boiling a couple more.
It's like, don't worry, I'm just drying my hair. Why are you going next to the tyres?
No reason.
I just wanted to feel what the tyres feel like.
First overtake of the race then coming from Max Verstappen. He's going to get ahead of Danny Ricciardo quite easily on the run down towards turn number 12. He's got the DRS. This is practice in a way for Max Verstappen. Pulls up the inside, gets ahead of Danny Ricciardo. Verstappen up into 4th place as well. He'll make mincemeat of these guys as well. The good thing is, at the moment, now Verstappen's going to try and do the undercut over Lewis Hamilton. The computer predicting a 60% chance Hamilton can overtake as well. If you're watching on Sky Sports F1 in the UK, or on Sky Sports Main Event, or on Sky Showcase as well, and you've got our commentary on, and if you missed any of the action, you can catch up with the highlights by pressing the red button now. But keep our commentary.
Why do I feel like a little part of Ricciardo thought, oh, am I being lapped? And that's why he let Verstappen through so easily. Because he wouldn't have known that he was so far down because he was in the pit lane. I feel like a little part of Ricciardo was thinking that.
Ricciardo pits, as does Sainz, so maybe that's why, because as you said, he was going to go into the pit lane anyway, so just let it go. Hard tyre compounds as well. Did all 4 tyres go on there with the right guns? I believe so.
Let's hope.
And it's a 2.9 second stop. It's a fantastic stop for Ferrari. The fastest of the day so far. A 2.2 second stop for Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But I have a lot of understeer in the high speed.
That's Perez. Meantime, let's hear from Verstappen.
You should force Hamilton not to go long with Checo.
So Verstappen thinking the long game. Martin Brundle laughing his head off as well because they want to force Hamilton to go. Don't force Hamilton to go long with Checo. Get Checo in early and try and trigger Mercedes to do an undercut. Let Verstappen go out. Verstappen is setting fastest sector times. 27 points between them as well. This is game on in Texas as well. Who's up for a round of baseball? Because Max Verstappen is knocking it out of the park with these amazing sector times.
I love the fact that Max is just like scheming with scenarios.
Yeah.
Just like John Red. It's like, don't put Checo out late. Just bring him in.
Yeah, bring him in. Oh, let's hear it.
Box, Checo box.
Box, Checo box. Yeah. So they're
Max told
responding.
us to tell you to box, so...
Alternate strategy for Sergio Perez. He's going to go on to another set of the medium tyres.
Manage the peaks early in the stint.
Verstappen being told to manage the pace early in this stint. Checo's going on to another set of mediums and it's a slow stop. It's a slow stop for Sergio. 3.7 seconds as Charles Leclerc comes in. Now that shouldn't lose him too much track
He has
position.
a bit of time.
Yeah, it shouldn't lose him too much track position. Verstappen goes back to second. There's a 16-point gap now. Good stop again for Ferrari. 2.7 seconds now.
When did this happen?
Leclerc P4. Yeah, when did that happen?
When did Raikkonen get P6?
Raikkonen P6 now, but he's been passed by Ricciardo. They've just changed positions as there goes Valtteri Bottas.
He's in pits now.
Bottas going round the outside. He gets ahead of Leclerc coming out of the pit lane. Leclerc on the hard tyres. Leclerc back into position then to game on. He's on the hard tyres as Vettel and Raikkonen, I think, come down the pit lane. Or they're just changing positions. I can't see at the moment what's happening.
Raikkonen's in pit lane.
Yeah, Raikkonen's in the pit lane, as we can see on the driver tracker. Let's take another look. This is Carlos Sainz battling with Sebastian Vettel, diving up the inside and making the move stick. Nicely done as well at the inside there.
I've got to say, I like Red Bull's strategy since both their drivers, they aren't just focused on one.
No, they're being smart, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just like, if we can get both of us up there, then we can do something.
Lando Norris diving up the inside of Vettel at turn 1, and Norris going through as well. It is gay. Oh, and Mercedes are pitting, and it's Lewis Hamilton.
Is it a dummy, though?
No, it's Lewis Hamilton coming in. Hamilton is into the pit lane now, sliding out of the pit lane. Lap 13, lap 14, and where is Verstappen? Verstappen's going to pass him depending on how quick of a stop this can be. Is it going to happen again? It's a good stop. It's the hard tyres now for Lewis Hamilton. He's leaving the pit lane. Verstappen's coming out the last corner. Is it going to happen again like it did in Italy? No! Verstappen takes the lead at the American Grand Prix, and now the shoe is on the other foot as Hamilton becomes the hunter and Verstappen becomes the prey.
I know what Red Bull wanted to
P2
do.
on track.
Keep you on track, Megan.
They wanted to sandwich him.
And they've done it. They've sandwiched him.
They wanted to make sure that he had nowhere to go. He didn't have backup behind, so that they could keep him there and that they could, like, if they have to, work together after. That's what they were planning to do.
So Red Bull have literally done a master strategy for once as well. They work together as a team. They've put Hamilton, knowing he's vulnerable, with Bottas starting down in 11th place as well. Starting in 9th place as well with his grid penalty. He's now vulnerable, and they've put him in exactly where they want them. Verstappen leads this race. He's got 6 seconds now to Hamilton. Perez pitted early as well. He's secured 3rd place. And now the American fans love Max Verstappen. He gets a standing ovation as he comes in towards turn 12 as Gasly. Yeah, is it pit lane?
Oh, wait,
no, Gasly's off. Gasly's off somewhere.
Oh, I think he must have gone off the track.
Yeah, Gasly's off. He's dropped behind. Yeah, Gasly's going slow. He's dropped behind Giovinazzi, Alonso, Raikkonen and Russell now. And he's dropped down into P16. So some big mistake for Pierre Gasly. As Raikkonen track limits turn 9. The same goes for... I can't read it. Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
So more track limits.
I feel like the drivers are just like, okay, when I get to 2, I'm going to be worried.
Yeah. So Verstappen leads a lap here at Circuit of the Americas. Question is, can Hamilton start catching him? Oh, and this is Gasly with a problem. Gasly's going slow down the back straightaway.
He is way too slow at the minute.
Yeah, let's listen. That's radio.
Okay, problem.
Gears.
Problem at the back.
Okay, is it engine? Is it suspension? What's happening?
Suspension.
Oh!
We lost the rear suspension.
Bumps.
Okay, that'll...
Bumps. The bumps. Now this happened in 2019.
You never have the bumps.
This happened to 2019 to Sebastian Vettel. Bumps broke his rear suspension. The rear suspension of Pierre Gasly has been broken. He's nursing it back to the pit lane now. But that's going to be a big worry for everybody, the fact that the bumps are now breaking the suspension. Where has it happened? Oh, this is Verstappen passing Hamilton for the lead.
It was the reason why Fabian Vollmer in W Series, for one, did a wheelie with a car.
Yeah.
And at 2, she had to retire because of both her flooring damage from bashing the car down
that's what
and
happened.
her suspension.
Right, I didn't see that race, obviously, because I was in the British Touring Cars, but thanks for
Literally, she bashed the car down.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just say that. It was a...
Thud, yeah.
And she somehow managed to just like land back on all 4 wheels.
How much of a worry is that now going to be for Verstappen and Hamilton, knowing that if he gets suspension damage with the bumps, you're out of it?
Yeah.
Gasly's made it back to the pit lane. He becomes our first retirement then of the American Grand Prix. He is out of the race. Verstappen will lap him. We're getting into that phase now as well. As let's hear from Valtteri Bottas on the radio.
Strat 4. Everything you got.
Bottas going Strat 4, everything you got. There's got a radio message as well from Lewis Hamilton.
That was a loud S.
That's the time.
Thanks.
So Verstappen 40.4, this lap 40.8. We'll try and match that.
So Hamilton is trying to match what has been done by Max Verstappen. On that lap, Hamilton was faster by about, 4/10 of a second? Bottas pits. Bottas dives to the pit lane then for the first time today after 16 laps on those medium compound tyres. That's Hamilton losing his wingman completely. All 4 wheels off, all 4 wheels on, and away. 2.7 second stop. Not too bad for Valtteri Bottas. At least it's different. It's better than what happened last time out. A big worry, says Josh Plays as well. It really is a big, big worry. As who's that making a move at the last corner as well, down the line?
Big available, Raikkonen 0.7 behind.
It's a Haas, I think.
No, it's a lot. Is that Alonso?
No,
it's Alonso going defensive with Raikkonen.
Ooh,
Raikkonen
it's
going down the
Raikkonen.
outside. Alonso forces him off the track.
Bumps,
They still touch
bumps.
with contact. Debris on the track.
Debris.
And Raikkonen goes through the inside. Alonso tries to hold him around the outside, but half of Raikkonen's floor is sitting in the exit at turn 1 on the racing line. This might have to be a virtual safety car. It could cause a puncture, and it's
Fernando?
right in the middle of the track.
Fernando,
Yeah.
please don't push people off the track.
The problem is there's no gap to get it out. There's no safe gap because Mazepin's just going around turn 1, and in a second you've got Verstappen joining him. There's nearly everybody coming through turn number 1. I'll be very surprised if that debris doesn't get taken up in the next couple of laps. Very, very surprised.
Alonso radio.
Overtook me outside step 1. I
did.
need the position quickly.
Copy.
Yeah, Raikkonen off track limits as well. He should give that place back to Alonso. It's under investigation by the stewards as well. So let's hear Alonso again.
Raikkonen overtook me outside Step 1, I need the position.
So that's the radio. Let's take a look. So race control, it's been noted. Raikkonen tries to go on the outside. Alonso on the inside. Raikkonen turns him in. And there's the contact damage now. And it's Alonso's... no, it's Raikkonen's wing. Yeah, it's Raikkonen's wing. But it's sitting on the exit of turn number 1.
I would say it's... I'm not saying this because Alonso's my favourite driver, but I think it was a little bit of Raikkonen's stupidity to try and overtake round one of the tightest corners.
Did Raikkonen go all four wheels off the track? Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Look, he's overtaken. But did he overtake him off the track? No, he didn't. Raikkonen got through on the track, look at turn 2, but he was making the move on the outside. So that's up to the stewards, really, to see.
It was a stupid move by him because...
Yeah.
There's also a bump, so I'm a bit
What's wrong with
worried about
Checo?
his suspension
Hang on,
damage.
what's wrong with Checo? Checo's got his visor up down the straightaway. So is he just trying to get some air in? 28-degree temperature. But Checo had his visor up there
Let's have
before he put it down. Ricardo radio.
That's the custom deployment. Should give more deployment on the straights.
So Ricardo, more.
So Daniel, we're still looking for Plan A target lap. Plan A target lap.
Has Ricardo pitted yet?
Understood.
Yes.
So Ricardo has stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember he stopped, I think, just before.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Ricardo has stopped this race. I've just looked on the notes. So yeah.
Everyone stopped bar Vettel and Stroll, so the Astons are trying to go quite a long time.
And Gasly's made 2 visits to the pit lane as well. Now that he's out of the race as well, he becomes our first DNF of the race. And is he? Yeah, he's out of the race. Yeah.
Why doesn't Latifi say 2? I saw him going to the pits twice.
Latifi did go down twice, yeah. It's only said once. Maybe once as a mechanical, but yes, he still should have registered him through the pit lane twice. So I wonder why that's going through. Josh Plays as well in the group chat saying, is that allowed? Something could have flown in. Yeah, that's about Checo's helmet being open. I know drivers do sometimes open them, but I'm not sure in the rules if it's allowed, because it has to be fully secured.
I think it is allowed if in certain circumstances, like you need to get rid of something.
If something was in his visor, he had to get rid of it. Yeah, possibly, yeah, obviously. But I've never seen that. As Vettel, what's wrong with Vettel? He's dropping down to P11.
Probably pitting.
No, he hasn't, I don't think. Where is he?
Yes,
Vettel pits. Yeah, so that's his first stop of the day.
See, I told you. Aston Martin's actually following the rules of when you're supposed to go.
And here comes Bottas now. He's on the back of Yuki Tsunoda, getting over the bumps through the S's section of Sector 1 as well. Is Valtteri really on the attack mode to the back of Yuki Tsunoda?
I've got this really funny imagery of what it's like at Aston Martin to start. Now, Vettel and Stroll, please, our tyres are worn out. Please let us pit. Aston Martin, no.
Yeah, no, stay out there.
You stay out there until it's a regulated time. Unless I see a puncture, you're not coming in.
Okay, so if we can keep our pace up, get up to Latifi, you'll get past him. It'll be helpful for the pit window of the Saubers that are in front of us. They'd come out behind in that case.
That helicopter's low.
A random internet user, great name, has... Oh, hang on a minute. We've got a move going on the track as well as Tsunoda getting through on Stroll. And now going on the inside, that's Bottas going through as well. But Stroll's tyres are dead, as you say, Megan. They should have pit him. A random internet user, that's a great username, who has yet to pit.
Stroll.
Only Stroll. Stroll is the only driver out there yet to pit, and he's causing problems out there, as you can see.
Trying to be Ocon.
Turn 1 is involving Raikkonen and Alonso. No investigation is necessary, according to the computer at the moment. There's the live standings. Lap 19 of 56. 38 laps to go of the United States Grand Prix here at Texas. And this is an amazing race, no matter if it says it's board. Stroll pits for the first time today as well. So Stroll now dives into the pit lane. So a random internet user, that is everybody making one stop today.
You see, Aston Martin are actually going by what the predictions are.
Yeah, and it's costing them a little bit of time, but they'll be great later on in the stints. They're on alternate strategies. Raikkonen into the top 10, so he's going to get a point today. This is lap 18's manoeuvre a second ago. Tsunoda diving to the inside of Stroll, and Bottas just nipping up the inside. Now, I've just seen that some tyre debris getting thrown up in the face of Bottas. I wonder if that's what got in the helmet of Sergio Perez and he had to get it out on the back straightaway. Because he opened up his visor, and it looked like he was fiddling with something. So maybe something got stuck to his nose. Rubens Barrichello once had that problem. He used to wear a nasal strip to let him breathe easier in the car. And one time it came off and stuck one of his eyelids closed. And he was fighting at Spa down the Kemmel Straight. He was opening his visor, just trying to get it out with one hand in a V12 era of cars as well. Oh, sorry, V10 era of cars. It's unbelievable.
Did he get it out?
Not sure. Bottas trying to go around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda, then down into the braking zone for turn 12. Tsunoda's on the inside.
To Hamilton are
Oh, and he gets past.
Tsunoda went off the track.
and then slightly more time management in turn 17.
That's Verstappen on the radio as well. So Bottas got through. He did the cutback. Tsunoda tried to go late, but it didn't pay off that way. So Bottas skips back through and goes ahead as it's lap 20 out of 56 here. And Verstappen and Hamilton gap 5.8 seconds. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait now, isn't it? For those two to come back together. But it's going to be on it.
Oh, Mazepin has been lapped.
Oh, right, okay. I wondered why he disappeared from my monitor.
The lapping has begun.
The lapping has begun as well, and that's when our driver tracker becomes incredible to witness. It's wrong! It was 380,000. It's been extended. 400,000 fans have attended this weekend's United States Grand Prix. That is a brand new record in Formula One history. This weekend's race is the biggest ever attended in 70-year history, 71-year history. Unbelievable.
During
COVID. Yeah, I know. Well,
what an odd time to make history.
The tail end of COVID, we must admit. And as I said, everyone who comes here has to have tested negative and proved they tested negative
That's a lot of
with a
tests.
PCR test just before they visit here.
That's a lot of tests.
Yeah, they are negative, but it could contract. I'll be interested to see what the levels are after in Texas after this race as well, and how many test positive straight after this one.
Why do I feel like it's going to avoid all the odds and just actually go down?
Yeah, it could go down probably, knowing COVID. It never does what you expect it to do. Still, it was great to see Martin's grid walk back, and it's actually been nice to see the Sky Sports presenters' faces this weekend because they can take their masks off when they're standing still to do TV delivery. If you're walking about, your mask's on. So it makes sense as that's a dive bomb maneuver too late as well. Off the track goes Alonso. Giovinazzi gets back on, but Alonso's going to have to give this position up. It's not going to work. Fernando, you went too deep. You went off the track. And you're going to have to get that place back to Giovinazzi because he locked up, went off the track.
He passed on the track.
Gained an advantage. That was, he braked, went too late, gained an advantage.
That was not going.
Yeah, but he got the power on and completed the move off the track. It's an unfair advantage. You have to give that position back, I'm afraid.
Well, if he has to give that position back, then Raikkonen has to give his.
Raikkonen's was different. He got the move done before. Look, Alonso locks up, goes straight on, and completes the move off the track.
Oh, yes.
That might be, okay. Looking at it again, Alonso goes deep, goes off the track, comes back on. Giovinazzi in the side by side. Alonso completes it, but they might say he gained an unfair advantage. And let's see what she's saying. Off the track, yeah. Overtook him off the track. That looks to me, Megan, it's going to be told by the stewards, you've got to get that place back. I know, but it puts him P11 at the moment. He's got a second over Giovinazzi.
Open the umbrella.
Yeah. No, it's not my fault. That was Friday. Get over it. Get over it. At the moment as well.
Come on, guys. You overtook me.
That was Giovinazzi. Not hearing anything else just there as well. Coming back as well. Bravo276 says, just got a power cut. Now I'm watching news. Well, I'm glad to be of service that you can follow the F1 race here on YouTube as well with watch-alongs, even during a power cut.
I hate power cuts.
I know, I do. Glad so much that we can be of service to you. And Adam's saying as well, we Americans love our F1 racing, and boy, do we love it as well. Noted by the stewards, the incident involving Alonso and Giovinazzi, so that might be investigated. We'll keep you updated.
Do you remember when we were younger and we used to have loads of those power cuts?
Yeah.
And we used to always find something to do. The last time there was a power cut, we all felt so lost and confused.
No power banks were charged. Our phones were dying. We all had data as well, but yeah, it was a bit much, wasn't it?
We were just like, what is there to do?
The good thing is now all power banks are always charged fully and are ready to go if there's a power cut. But let's not mention that because let's not mention that. I don't want any penalties. Hamilton on the radio on the PLC.
40.8. We need to target low 40s.
So Hamilton's doing actually they up in an FIA.
So, Michael, can I just confirm we can overtake off the track if we're going around the outside of another car, yeah?
No, you can't overtake.
That's what Raikkonen's just done.
Understand.
So it's okay?
Ooh,
it's not okay.
we're tattletailing on
But
Raikkonen.
it's okay for Raikkonen?
No, it's not okay for anyone.
So that is...
So that is Alpine on the blower to Michael Masi saying, Raikkonen has just overtook us on the outside. I guess that's okay. And Michael's going, no, it's not okay. I feel sorry for Michael Masi. He's not a driver steward. He's the race director. He has to report these matters to the stewards. But it's like, yes, I'll transfer you. He's like a disgruntled office worker. He's the secretary, basically, for the stewards. That's Raikkonen overtaking Alonso off the track. But the stewards said no further action. And clearly Alpine are not happy with that, but they're going to say anything to try and get Alonso position, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just going to say, well, if Raikkonen can do it, then obviously it's okay.
That debris, by the way, has been removed from turn 1 as far as we are being told.
Pretty sure it was Alpine debris as well, so apparently that's not allowed, so taking debris off the car.
If it stands as it is, Verstappen will lead the title 288.5 points to Hamilton on 274.5. Quick whiz Megan, that's 14 points, yeah?
Yes.
So the gap extends from 6 to 14 into the last 5 races. This is going massively well, isn't it?
14 points.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Reminder, if Verstappen finishes second and Hamilton wins this race, they go level on points into Mexico. I know. This is really battling now. If they're 1-2, they go level on points into the remaining races.
Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
It's beyond nerve-wracking. It's fantastic. Anything can happen in the next 6 races.
Okay, understood. Okay, we need to
Alonso.
Gain 5, please. Gain 5. That's 7 o'clock on the multifunction. Gain 5.
That's Alonso on the radio then as well.
Copy.
Alonso on the radio to saying copy. Gain 5 as well. Trying to see what's happening. It's lap 23 now. Lap 24 of this race. 33 laps to go. Correct me if I'm wrong, Megan. My brain might not be working. We're not halfway yet, are we?
No.
What lap is halfway distance?
28.
Lap 28, thank you. So lap 28 is going to be, now I want that to happen. Yeah, level on points. That's what everybody's saying as well. Let's go to the chat as well, because if the chat's working, there we go. Bravo276 saying, now I want that to happen. Would make the next 5 races amazing. That's exactly what I'm thinking. We've got a radio.
Been requested to give the place back to Giovinazzi, or we will get a 5-second penalty.
That's Alonso. So that's Alonso being told.
Sasha, just take aero balance check now while
That's
you're in
Vettel's
free.
Yeah, so
Alonso's just the best. I'll take
down
the
a
penalty.
quarter. I'll give a tick where we are.
Copy.
And Alonso has given the place back to Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's now gone back into 11th, but Alonso is not going to be happy that he's had to give that place back when Raikkonen didn't give him the place back a couple of minutes ago.
It is actually very unfair.
Yeah,
because he did it too. Why should he? Just because he's the oldest.
Yeah.
Alonso's the second oldest.
That's inconsistency from the stewards on a massive degree. I'm very surprised about that. Yeah. I thought we were having something else on the radio then. I'm very, very surprised and actually a bit shocked that is the deployment plan between them. That is what's happening.
Wait, I think there was another radio from Alonso.
Let's listen.
Currently, this is how Fernando Alonso.
Been requested to give the place back to Giovinazzi, or we will get a 5-second penalty.
And that's Alonso letting Giovinazzi back past down at turn 15 as well.
I
Megan.
don't like how unfair that is.
Yeah.
Because why should Alonso have to give it back when Giovinazzi's teammate did the exact same to him?
Raikkonen, I know. Raikkonen did the same thing to Alonso, and it's just not making any sense at the moment. The group chat, Josh Plays says, so Hamver first or second, but has to have fastest lap to be level on points. So if Hamilton wins and Verstappen is second, one of them has to have the fastest lap to be level on points. Wow, what's going on with stewards? Bad hair day. Yeah, it's not good. Well, here comes Alonso this time, diving up the inside. Brakes failing as well for Alonso on Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi off the track this time. He's going to repass Alonso.
Oh, contact, and he did the same thing.
Yeah.
Do something.
Alonso dives back on the inside, gets on the accelerator. He's going to try around the outside towards turn 18. The fans are going to love this spin as well. They love Fernando Alonso stateside after the Indy 500 attempts as well. Right round the outside at turn 16 and 17. It hasn't paid off.
I hate everything I say, but
Stewards,
this is when we need
look.
Now Giovinazzi's done it to Alonso. What's going to happen now?
Do something.
You just don't. It's give or take with these, because now Giovinazzi's passed Alonso off the track.
Alpine to Michael Masi. Hi. Us again.
Yeah. Is it okay to overtake someone off the track? Because she said we can't do it, but they've done it again. Alonso's passed Giovinazzi. Alonso's repassed Giovinazzi.
Something tells me that he's just had to be giving his place back.
That is definitely gaining an advantage for Giovinazzi, as he has given the place back now to Fernando Alonso.
Now Alpine's going to be like, now that we're next to Raikkonen.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. Now that we're next to Raikkonen, how about that giving that place back that he took earlier?
It just makes zero sense, doesn't it, at the moment, all this battling?
Giovinazzi.
Gives a position to Alonso.
Yeah. He pushed me out.
Give position back now. No discussion.
Yeah, no discussion, zero discussion. Give that place back and give that man a coconut as well.
It's like, he pushed me out. Just like, yeah. Apparently he's done that to your teammate too, so you have to give a place back, though the oldest doesn't for some reason.
Vettel versus Russell now as race control. It's too late now. It's been noted by the stewards, but it's already been done.
It's been noted by the stewards. Yeah, I think the teams have already taken notice of that.
Teams let him through anyway, so it's all good. It's all fine. All's fair in love and war in Formula One. That's the old saying, isn't it? As they come through, as Vettel tries to go right around the outside of George Russell into the braking zone now as well. He's going to try around the outside of turn 16. Russell's going to give him the squeeze. Vettel does it. Vettel with a brilliant manoeuvre. Russell's there as well. How did they not make contact? Brilliant move from Sebastian Vettel, proving why he's a four-time world champion with an expert manoeuvre round the outside of 3 corners, finally taking it to the inside at 19. Brilliant corner. Brilliant driving.
I tell you what, that made your heart just like go like...
Bumping like mad, yeah, beating like mad as well. It's unbelievable. As they come through, who's diving down the pit lane? Nicholas Latifi has come into the pit lane. He's now been lapped by Hamilton and Verstappen. The gap now 2.9 seconds, 2.7 seconds. It's changing as fast as I can say it. The race is on here in Austin, and the gap between the two. Oh, that's a corner cut there. That was Russell, wasn't it? Russell corner cut massively the inside of the track there. How did he do that?
Bad Russell.
Yeah, bad Russell, bad. He'll get a warning for that one, though, for sure. Half distance, then, in the United States Grand Prix.
Do you know what that corner reminds me of?
What?
France.
France?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It reminds me of France because, obviously, the blue and red, and also the fact that it has no barriers.
I was wondering where you're going with that one. We've frozen at the moment, but I think our audio is still visual at the moment. So, Megs, do you want to just take the commentary for a sec while I sort this problem?
I sure do. So far, the only person setting a personal best is Charles Leclerc, and it's a 140.933. Giovinazzi passes Vettel, was that?
Yeah, looked like it.
When did he lose the place to Vettel?
I'm not sure. Giovinazzi driving up into P12 now, ahead of Vettel for P13. So it's all changing positions. Vettel down again, a couple more positions, as we have got a bit of a freeze on our audios. That's why, diving into the pit lane now as well.
Yeah, it's frozen again.
Yeah, apologies for this. At the moment, I know our audio... Oh, we're back with it now.
Giovinazzi enters the pit lane, which means he'll probably be the 4th driver to be lapped.
It's half distance of this race. Apologies for the glitching. Virgin Media are going to get a very stern letter tomorrow. We're back up and running. Look, virtual safety car. Okay.
What's happened now?
Virtual safety car.
Who stopped?
Nobody as far as I know. But this is a virtual safety car being deployed.
So that means it must be a lap car.
Well, I can't see anything wrong.
Incident.
Sector 17.
Gasly!
No.
He stopped.
Yeah, he's been out of the race for about half an hour, Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Catch up. It was a bit of debris on the track at the exit of turn 18 that had to be cleared.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, it says incident. Just like debris.
So that's a good use of the virtual safety car then, as we are heading back to green flag racing now here in Austin, Texas. So the virtual safety car gets brought out.
Have something happen.
Yeah, virtual safety car comes out to get rid of some debris that was on the fastest part of the track. Right decision to get rid of it as it was in the centre, and we head back to green flag running. And our stream is back up and running now after a very dodgy incident with there's some networking as well. And I'll tell you what, they are going to get a massive talking to Virgin Media tomorrow, because this is unbelievable conditions at the moment. Still, what's the gap now between Verstappen and Hamilton? 3.3 seconds, or 3.4 seconds actually,
Close
as it
enough.
stands. Yeah, 3.3 now. So, it's 3.3 seconds.
5 cars have been. Yeah, 5 cars have been lapped.
Yeah, 5 cars lapped. Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Latifi, Ocon, Mazepin. Out of the race is Giovinazzi.
Leclerc just had.
What's happened to Gio? Gio's gone down to 15th. Is he? Or he's just been passed by everybody. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's pitted, and that's what's happened. Back to the driver tracker now. That still says virtual safety car. What's going on here? It's not virtual safety car. We've got a problem with our graphics at the moment. Give us a sec to get it set up.
It's doubling.
Yeah, Megs, talk us through it.
Right, so right now we see Max Verstappen passing the line, and now it's lap 29. Hamilton's really I can just see him just like training his eyes on Verstappen. Not even really looking that much at the road, I can just see him just looking at him.
He's fastest of all so far, isn't he?
His helmet is literally turned to him.
It's literally just eyeball straight forward, isn't it?
It's like he's trying to burn a hole, like using like lasers with his eyes.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Question, Megan, who's going to win this race? Verstappen or Hamilton? It's close.
I honestly don't know.
You don't, do you? And you can't even say who's going to win the title with any certainty because it's just different all the way around.
A little bit of me says Hamilton will win.
The championship?
Dramatically.
Yeah.
No,
the race.
The race.
Right, yeah.
I don't know who's going to win the championship.
Let's hear from Charles Leclerc.
And life for this set of tyres, better than expected.
Well, the stewards have decided that no investigation necessary between Giovinazzi and Alonso. Whether or not that means that Giovinazzi didn't have to give the place back, it's yet to be decided.
Or because they already did it.
Or because they already did it, yeah. Bravo, 276 says Gasly's dot is moving very slowly. Oh, yeah, Gasly's out of the race, by the way. You've done a
Where
Megan.
is it moving then?
Where is he? Gasly's... no, it's still there, look in the pit lane.
What's happening?
Just teleported to the pits. Oh, that must be the driver tracker having a bit of a fritz then at the moment. It's been doing that all weekend long. Oh, is this Alpine getting ready for a stop?
Is that Fernando?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
I can always tell.
Yeah, so...
Verstappen pits!
What? Verstappen, race leader pits, okay. Race leader into the pit lane. Let us know if we're still broadcasting. We've lost our pictures up here in the comms box.
Good stop.
2.8
seconds.
Yeah. Not bad then. 2.8 seconds in the pit stop. Hamilton takes the lead then of the US Grand Prix. And that's a new way to go about it.
Fabulous. We'll go target +6. Target +6.
Extra 6 laps then, Megs. So it's an extra 6 lap length going at the moment. Do you reckon that's okay? That's right?
Yeah, and is this okay? No, this is frozen.
Yeah, we've had a massive glitch on our timing screens at the moment. I think it's a power failure.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, Megs, go on.
Oh, Ferrari pitting. Sainz is pitting.
Didn't this happen in Turkey? Everything went wrong when drivers came into the pit lane. It's like it couldn't handle it and just all froze up.
Yeah.
Oh, bad stop for Ferrari. Slow rear left.
It's
yeah, I'll fix it. That happens, yeah.
Okay.
Every time a driver comes into the pit lane, something goes wrong at half distance. It's unbelievable. So Russell's down to 13th. He's been passed by Stroll. Sainz at a 5.6 second stop. And here comes Max Verstappen now. He's side by side on Sergio Perez to take back second position. Hard tyres as well.
He just allows him.
Yeah, hard tyres as well go for Verstappen. Hard compound tyres, brand new hards.
I just got really scared then because I thought that Perez had a puncture through it's just his wing mirror.
No, all good. All good.
It's just his wing mirror.
Yeah, just the wing mirror at the moment.
Verstappen has DRS and
yeah,
it shows.
Josh plays reassuring me. Can hear you loud and clear. It's just our laptop.
But
okay, Sainz had a slightly slow stop, so push. We can box this lap and cover.
Yeah, McLaren think they can stay ahead.
So, as David Crofter says as well, McLaren think they can stay ahead as well and have the advantage over the track as well. That's the biggest factor, as we've had a massive...
Perez pits.
So Perez pits then. Okay, so I was wondering...
stoppage again.
Yeah, I was wondering when Checo was going to come into the pit lane. I was wondering when he was going to make that effort to dive in. Hard compound tyres, another great stop. Yeah, another great stop then on the board. As we just try and reload our timing screens. Gasly is officially retired from this race so far. We're having to rely on the iPad at the moment.
Does that mean he's going to disappear from the timings?
No, Norris pits as well as Ricciardo. So, they're double stacking. They are double stacking at Red Bull, at McLaren. That's a brave stop. What's it for Ricciardo? 2.7. Here comes Lando Norris. Is there a smooth stop? Yes, it is. Oh, it's a bit slow. It's slow. Slow with the rears. 4.2. This is why you don't double stack,
yeah, but
guys.
it's okay because Sainz had a slow stop, so they felt confident if they did have a slow stop.
It would all change around. Okay, yeah, I see your point there.
Though Norris has just been passed by Sainz and nearly got passed by...
Yeah, we've had a massive failure, by the way, with our computer, so the MacBook's having to restart.
What?
Sorry, Meg's gone? What have you noticed?
Why is there a Haas next to a McLaren?
Lapped car. Has to be a lapped car.
It really has to be.
You mentioned power failure too much. This is your fault. We've lost...
I'm not a witch.
We've lost our primary monitors up here in the comms box as well. We've still got the TV pictures and the iPad as well, but our primary things have gone down. We're just getting them back operational now.
If I was a witch, it would go on like now.
No, it's not gonna.
See? No.
Okay, so Megan, let's do the whole grid then. So I'll do the top 5. Hamilton leads this race, got 16 seconds to Verstappen, who pitted early for the second stint. Leclerc's P3, Perez P4, Bottas 5th as well on the order.
6th is Ricciardo, 7th Sainz, 8th Norris, 9th Tsunoda, and 10th is Raikkonen.
Down the order as well, Vettel is 11th, Stroll 12th, Russell 13th, Alonso 14th, with as well as Giovinazzi's P15.
In 16th, it's Schumacher, 17th, Latifi, 18th, Ocon, 19th, Mazepin, and out of the race is Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, only driver to be out of the race so far is Pierre Gasly. We're desperately trying to get access to our equipment once again. Now it's working on the board.
Now.
I haven't dragged it over yet. It's operational now. Fastest second sector for Checo Perez at the moment in the first hint of the lap, but it's looking quick. So let us know, by the way, in the group chat if we're still operational. I've got you on my mobile at the moment, so I can still read the chat. I agree with you there, Josh Plays. It is a bad hair day for the stewards at the moment. They are not letting everybody go out and play, are they? Oh, I thought it was a radio. It's Christian Horner who's on the pit wall radio. We haven't got access to our driver tracker. Its failure has cost us at the moment. So it's their driver tracker that failed. Mazepin's had his lap time deleted for track limits as well. So we've lost access to our driver tracker.
Stroll passes Raikkonen.
Oh, does he now?
Russell goes in pits, meaning Alonso's in 13th, Giovinazzi's in 14th.
So it's all changed now on the Western Front for the American Grand Prix. Hamilton leads the race. We've got our timing screens back up in the commentary box, which is a delight to say, I can reassure you. But if you look, our driver tracker has completely gone dead. Hopefully it'll come back to us in a few moments. An hour and 4 minutes to go in this race, though, which is unbelievable. Oh, that one's working, so I wonder why this one isn't. I'll try resetting. So Ferrari coming into the pit stop. It's Charles Leclerc from 3rd place. Perez does a 1:39.566, fastest up of the race so far. And we've got our driver tracker back, ladies and gentlemen, up here in the comms box. It's in the colours again, so I apologise. But good stop there from Carlos Sainz, Megs. He gets back into the operational play.
Sergio Perez does fastest lap with a 1:39 point. I don't know.
Beats it again.
5.66.
So beats it again. There you go. Sorry. He beats it again then. Does Checo. He's going faster and faster and faster out there on those alternate tyres.
Leclerc out the pit lane.
How long is Hamilton going to last out there until he comes back into the pit lane? That's my concern.
About 4 more laps out.
So they want to do +6 on what they were originally planning, right? So +6 on the strategy call.
Yeah.
Okay, that could become interesting later on as Yeah, so we've got our commentary operations back again on the comms box as we've got radio coming through as we'll hear from... Oh, this... Hamilton.
What is this? We'll still be target +6.
Target +6.
If we can manage it.
And they want to go P7 if they can manage it as well. So it's still all good at the moment. I've got the live chat back. You're live and good. Thank you, Bravo, for telling me that as well. And everything now restored in the commentary box to its glory. I am delighted to tell you. And once again, apologies that we had a failure. As you can see, there's the live chat just coming back in operation. I have to do this, though, which is the magic zoom in on all of the names so I can see what's going on. So you're live and you are good, which is great news. It's that 34 of 56 here. The United States Grand Prix, we have a gap of 15.3 seconds between Hamilton and Verstappen as it stands. As Megan said, Checo Perez, 3rd fastest at the moment with the fastest lap. as blue flags are waving now everyone on the circuit. Hamilton's approaching Stroll, so that's what the blue flags are for. Tsunoda lapping on its own, and I hope you can read those comments as well on the driver tracker, because I can't change it back to white at the moment, as Raikkonen now tries to go right round the outside of Yuki Tsunoda at turn 12 as Hamilton laps himself. Raikkonen dives to the inside. Tsunoda knows he's there, goes to defend as well, coming into turn 13 and 14. That was a nice bit of defending. Raikkonen trying to go around the outside, does the comeback, dives up the inside. Tsunoda could do nothing about it. Raikkonen trying to get back on the power. They touch wheels as well, and Tsunoda defends the inside line through 16 and 17. Brilliant couple of corners between these two drivers. A rookie and the most experienced driver on the grid right now as well in terms of age and races battling together. That's exactly what we like to see. Fastest first sector for Charles Leclerc. Okay, 26.789. So Leclerc, fastest of all. And still beginning to push. That debris, by the way, it's just off the racing line at turn 1, so somebody could still hit it. Let's hear from Lance Stroll.
Okay, we're going to take a blue to Hamilton soon. He's got Raikkonen behind him on new hard tyres, so we need to let Hamilton through, and then when we get the blue, watch for Raikkonen behind him.
Yeah, that's a very old message, as Gasly is actually back on the track at the moment, isn't he? As we return now to all of our drivers. There we go. So there's all the drivers back in play here on the YouTube channel for the driver tracker. They're all 19 still running. Of course, Gasly has retired from this race. He retired on lap 15. The computer still predicting him in the pit lane. As up the inside now, great move. Tsunoda goes into P10, passes Stroll, and Raikkonen going to make the move too. Raikkonen dives through. Bottas puts on a brand new set of hard compound tyres. So that is Mercedes trying to respond to Verstappen pitting early. Perez has done 2 stops, so's Verstappen. Hamilton has not. He's one of the last drivers.
Consider left toggle for turn 13 and 15 for stability. Left toggle for turn 13 and 15.
Now, if I was Hamilton, I'd box, because now's the best time. Because if you box now, you get a new set of tyres, but Verstappen will be caught up with all this traffic. So you're going to have to get through it again, yes, but he too will be caught up with the traffic. Is he coming down pit lane? No, he's not. Hamilton does another lap, starts lap 36 of the race. Diving down pit lane, however, is Lance Stroll. So Stroll comes to the pit lane now. He drops down to 14th place as well. Tsunoda just ahead now of Kimi Raikkonen. Tsunoda's P10, Raikkonen is P11 as well. And it's looking fantastic as Josh Plays says hello from the Joshua Birch Race Control. So Josh is back in command of the race control, and you can follow him as well on the Discord server, and he'll tell us here as well of any breaking news. Hopefully you've been enjoying the race so far. So 21 laps to go. Hamilton and Verstappen at the moment. Someone do the math.
Anything off the tyres now. 5 seconds ahead. Sainz and Ricciardo. You're going to race them to the end.
So that's Bottas saying going to race Ricciardo and Leclerc to the end of the race. Let's do some live on-air maths, shall we? Verstappen. So let's do first. Hamilton 256.5 plus. Oh, Hamilton
40.5, and he's 6 seconds inside our window.
Okay.
So that is Hamilton being told that Verstappen is inside your window and he is going to pass you next time you pit. So be very, very careful with where you decide to come in and how you decide to come in. Let's do some live maths then. 256 plus the 25 at the moment would put Hamilton on a total of 281.5 points. So 281.5. Remember that. As we do now. The combined time for Verstappen being second, 280.5, but with Verstappen gets the fastest lap,
Sebastian, Hamilton is still 7 seconds
they'll be
back.
level.
Car ahead is Mazepin, he's a lap down, he will get blue flags. And Lance has just pitted.
That's Vettel's radio. So as it stands, Hamilton will lead the title by 1 point. As it stands right now, Hamilton will be on 281.5 points. Verstappen will be on 280.5 points. But if Verstappen gets the fastest lap away from Sergio Perez, they will both be on 281.5 points going in to the Mexican Grand Prix. However, Verstappen's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races this year. Hamilton's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races. So Verstappen, on count back of race wins, will take the lead of the championship if they go level on points. Reminder, as it stands, as George Lucas watches on as well, the Star Wars creator watching on as well. Megan's now in complete amazement as she rejoins the commentary box.
It's George Lucas.
It's George
How many more
Lucas.
laps have you got at this pace, do you think?
5 to 10.
Star Wars.
Oh, sorry?
I love Star Wars.
Copy
There you
that.
go. So as it stands then at the moment, Hamilton, so this is live points as Josh Plays has put it for me in the group chat. As it stands, Hamilton 281.5 points.
Oh, Mercedes pit stop.
Yeah, Verstappen 280.5, but if Verstappen gets the fastest lap, they'll be level on points. Thanks, Josh. As it's a pit stop now for Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton pits, takes off the hard compound tyre. He's got 11.4 seconds to Verstappen as well. He's had to do this under green flag conditions, but it's game on. Now, Verstappen is on the hard tyres. Hamilton secures it with some hard tyres. A 2.4 second stop, the fastest from Mercedes today. Down on the pin wall as well. Max Verstappen takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix once again. Hamilton's behind him. He's on much fresher tyres as well. It's game on in Austin.
In this lap.
There's Verstappen's radio.
Has anything happened while I was away?
No, you didn't miss anything.
Good.
It's all back, isn't it? As Hamilton exits the pit lane.
It is, and even more people have been lapped now because Stroll, Russell, Latifi, Ocon, Schumacher and Mazepin have all been lapped.
I've got them back on the driver tracker though, which is the greatest achievement I could say.
Oh, that's good.
So everything back up and operational after a technical glitch with 3 monitors going down, but thank God we've got a backup computer developing with the stream and the iPad as well, giving me the pictures. Right, Raikkonen now for P11's under pressure from Alonso from P12, while Raikkonen chases down Tsunoda for P10.
Tell you what, it's going to definitely be interesting and intriguing.
As Josh Play says, Hamilton hard to hard as well. Sky Q and Sky Glass customers can watch highlights of the race alongside the live action by pressing reds.
He'll drop behind Lando and Bottas. He's likely to try and get to the end.
Okay, Roger.
That's Ricciardo's radio then, flashing through as Raikkonen is going to be caught by Alonso. Wonder how much Alonso's going to pay to pass Kimi Raikkonen now. Both started Formula 1 the same year, 2001. Both have taken breaks. Both doing, I think, the same amount of seasons, only missing 2 apiece as well in their Formula 1 career. Raikkonen retiring at the end of this year. Alonso going further as well. Alonso 327 Grand Prix. Raikkonen 343 Grand Prix as well, which means that if Alonso does another 2 years, he will overtake and become the most successful driver in F1 history, even beating Rubens Barrichello.
Really?
He did 400, I think. Oh no, he did 300, didn't he? How many races did Barrichello do? 3-2-3.
I shall look it up.
I think it was 3-2-5. He's done.
Either way, they're both beating him.
Giovinazzi. He's going to have some lapping events
Oh.
ahead, so we can get him.
That was Stroll's radio, but Hamilton's just been told over the radio via the text messaging that we can see on the screen. We haven't heard it. It's going to be the last 3 laps. Hamilton's going to close Verstappen in the last 3 laps. Are you ready for a showdown in Texas? Don't think my voice can handle it after today to go last 3 laps. It's certainly going to be dramatic here. As this is Verstappen now lapping Antonio Giovinazzi as well down on the inside at turn 12. So that's another change of position here for that's a lapped position as well. Josh Plays says, wait, Sky Glass? If you don't know, Josh, what Sky Glass is, I'll inform you. Sky Glass is a TV streaming device that can connect to all your favourite box sets as well, like Netflix, Amazon Prime and everything. Basically, it's Sky Television, all the digital channels without the need for a cable. It works off Wi-Fi. So basically, they've just made Sky Go a TV. That's the simplest way. Everything that's on Sky Go is on this TV. It connects to Wi-Fi.
Vettel pits, and so does Mazepin.
Ah, okay. So that's them trying to just get out of the way then, isn't it? Yeah.
Time today.
Third time for Mazepin, did you say so?
Everyone else has pitted twice.
So Mazepin, for the third time, yeah, you're right, third time in the pits, he's done medium, hard, medium, medium now for Mazepin. So he's gone on for a third stop of the day.
I mean, it's not like he's going to say, oh no, I'll lose time.
He's still P19 and still, mathematically, the worst driver in Formula 1 history.
Yeah.
He is even beating Ricardo Rosset as the worst driver in F1 history, is Nikita Mazepin. And Rosset was hopeless.
I'm going to look Rosset up after this.
Just Google 1998.
Wait, Barrichello's car number was 111?
Nah, that's in Stock Car Brazil.
Oh, I was going to say.
Last. You need Formula 1. There we go.
So we're still talking plan A.
3-3. Okay.
39 laps,
Right,
17 remaining.
Yeah, he did 328 entries, but only started 322 races.
That means that with this race, Alonso just beat him.
Last time out, actually, because this race I haven't put on the board, so which means Alonso's done 328 Grand Prix starts.
Oh, he's just beat him.
Hamilton now, look, the number 5 pit stall, getting ready. Adrian Newey back on the wall as well, alongside Christian Horner. Adrian Newey back at a racetrack as well, after having a nasty cycling accident as well that put him in hospital for a couple of weeks. That's why he missed several races. Delight to see him back and to full fitness.
What was the hopeless one's name?
Ricardo Rosset. Google, just at the end of this race, I'll show you. 1998 Monaco qualifying, Ricardo Rosset. He was hopeless. He spun 3 times, didn't even qualify, and parked it He parked it in a underneath the scaffolding at the swimming pool chicane.
Him?
Yeah, Ricardo Rosset as well. He also drove, I believe, for
Zero.
He drove for the abandoned Lola team that only did a qualifying session, never actually turned a wheel in a race. As well. That's a little history lesson for you.
He quit Formula 1 to focus on developing a sportswear business in Brazil.
I know, it's strange, isn't it? So
0 career points.
Jaime Alguersuari quit racing to become a DJ, and he's a successful DJ. And he's just released his first ever music track as well, Jaime Alguersuari. Yeah. And proof that there is life after Formula 1. So Lewis Hamilton's going to become a fashion designer from what we've been told and retire to Hawaii. He told Laura Winter earlier on this week. Mazepin's been given the blue flag as well to get out of the way of Stroll and Alonso, who are going to lap him. But Hamilton is closing up on... Hamilton's been closing up on Giovinazzi, but he's closing up, on Verstappen.
Did he leave halfway through the season?
Hey, Rossi, you got fired.
I'm also crying inside the car with how feet are burning. It's like they're standing on something very hot. We'll need to investigate.
Yeah, copy that.
Nikita Mazepin saying that his feet are burning. It's like he's standing on something very hot, so he's crying in the car. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but if you use your imagination to see why Nikita Mazepin's feet are burning, you might be thinking that he's already standing somewhere a bit too close to comfort. As well, we saw El Diablo Fabio Quartararo dancing with the devil earlier on. Maybe Nikita Mazepin's going to make an appearance sometime later on. Hamilton with the fastest up of the race as well on a 1:38.485. He just took 2 seconds out of the 2. This is it now. Lando Norris under attack. Sorry, Danny Ricciardo under attack from Carlos Sainz now at the moment. So this is the battle over 5th position. Sainz on the attack, trying to pass the McLaren for, of course, crucial in the Constructors' Championship. But Hamilton, Megan, has just taken 2 seconds out of Verstappen on that last lap and did the fastest lap of the race as it stands. The game is on as Schumacher passes Ocon.
I'm seeing a lot of zeros for Rosset.
Explain it. Black and white flag for Mazepin. Mazepin has been given the black and white flag for track limits, and this is Ocon stopping. Ocon's got a problem.
Okay, apologies. We need to retire the car. Box now.
Copy, that was the problem.
Ocon's out.
Something at the back of the car. I'll explain more when you're back in.
I saw something at the back of the car.
Something in the back of the car. I reckon that's a suspension problem. I think that's a suspension failure, you know. I reckon that's another suspension failure. Race control, black and white flag, and a black and white flag for Raikkonen too. So it's a black and white flag for Raikkonen and for Mazepin. That's a naughty boy exceeding track limits. Wow.
Oh, what's that?
What is that? It's a broken rear suspension, broken wishbone, I think, for Ocon. So he's out of the race. Hamilton, fastest second sector, 39.661. He's doing another fastest lap out there at the moment as Verstappen comes to start lap 43 of the race.
Giovinazzi's on his own.
Vettel?
He's got 12 lap older tyres. And then further ahead is Tsunoda and Raikkonen, who we're hoping to get. That'll be P9.
I've just found out I've actually got no stats for Max Verstappen.
That won't be easy, but I reckon we give it a go.
How do you forget that?
Because because when I do it, our side's coming up like a Danny Ricciardo down to turn 12, hasn't made the manoeuvre. I've got no stats for Max Verstappen, I've just realised, because when I type these documents out, I was that side's going right round the outside of Danny Ricciardo. No! They're wheel to wheel. Did he get through? No. Sainz did not get ahead of Danny Ricciardo. That's poor TV direction there once again from F1 here this weekend. It's been shocking all weekend. Sainz did not get ahead of Ricciardo. The picture took away as well. That's unbelievable.
I agree. In W Series, they literally went to an advert while they were showing the starting grid.
I know. Not good, is it, at all?
I was literally got to number 10. And then I was just shocked because all of a sudden I saw an advert.
As it stands in the constructor...
Strat 5, position 3, please.
That's Verstappen.
Strat.
As it stands in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren will lead by 1.5 points in the standings over Ferrari. It's game on. This is the replay, so they're going to show it to us. Sainz trying to go right around the outside of Danny Ricciardo. Ricciardo squeezes him as much as he can. Did they make contact? They did!
Oh!
They touched!
That got to be dirty.
That got to be dirty. I don't think he did. I know Ricciardo squeezed him out wide, but I don't think he did that on purpose. They slid into each other.
Carlos, let me teach you something. If you're going to go next to a car and try go round a corner, you're going to hit it.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly the best manoeuvre there from Carlos Sainz. He should have realised it was round the outside once again. 13 laps to go, and Hamilton is 4 seconds away from Verstappen. Maybe he's right. It's going to be the last 3 laps as well. Into the last 13, though. The race is heating up. Sainz trying to have another go. This time on Danny Ricciardo. Still can't find a way through. It is game on in Austin, and we are loving Formula One racing.
I just noticed that Alonso's also done 3 stops.
Has he? Okay. So I didn't realise that Alonso's done 3 stops today. Quite a lot of the field have, actually. 4 stoppers. 3 stoppers for Alonso. You're right. I would love to tell you who's pitted 3 times. I'm going to tell you.
Mazepin and Alonso.
Yeah, Mazepin and Alonso, the only drivers who have pitted
and
3 times. Ocon's pitted 3 times.
Though he's... I don't know.
Yeah. Fastest lap for Hamilton then, as I said, a 1:38.485. We did that on lap 41 of the race. We're now on lap 44. 13 to go. Bad to become different, but the gap now 3.9 seconds between Verstappen and Hamilton. You can feel the tension starting to build here in Austin, Texas. The atmosphere is beginning to pulsate. The veins of the Circuit of the America track pulsating below the drivers as well. Bump after bump. Aggression over acceleration over exertion. This is the last 13 laps, and this is the battle for the championship. As it stands, Verstappen will lead by 14 points to Hamilton in the standings, but if Hamilton takes the lead, he'll lead by 2 points over Verstappen, unless Verstappen can get the fastest lap away from Hamilton, and then they'll be level on points. But still, it's either going to be a bigger gap in the championship or a smaller gap in the championship. But Mercedes need to win here today.
Either way, there's a gap.
Yeah, they absolutely need to win here today to close it down to Verstappen as well in the title, because otherwise we go into Mexico where it's Verstappen country. It's a Verstappen track.
Yeah.
And Perez isn't going to win, by the way, in Mexico. Unless they come together, Max will win. They will not allow Checo to win when Max needs the points. We're in a title fight now.
What if he wins this one?
Checo wins this one?
No, what if
Verstappen
Verstappen wins this one and then they let Checo win the next?
I don't think they will. They would give the opportunity to Verstappen as much as possible now. They would not risk anything. Lando Norris is on the radio as well. Let's hear from him now on the pit wall.
Okay, Lando, we don't think we'd get close enough, so we'd like to stay out, please. So this is still maximum pace to the end.
Okay,
13 laps to go. Let's do this.
So that's Norris being told that he's not going to get close enough to Valtteri Bottas. The gap 4.992 between them. So Norris is going to hold off for 8th place as well. The last of the runners not to be lapped and probably won't be lapped as Bottas chases down Carlos Sainz for P6. And that gap is only 0.7 of a second. It's closing. Look how bumpy it is as well through Kota. It looks more like an IndyCar race, Megan, than it does a Formula One race as Valtteri struggling for grip through turn 8 and 9.
I've noticed that Sainz kind of went off the track, all 4 wheels, and I don't know whether that would be counting as track limits or is that just a green?
That would be counted as fine. They can't the inside of the track. They'll be fine because they can't they can't open up the steering more. That corner's being adjusted for next year anyway for the motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did think about that because they cut the corner, but they will all be okay. That is almost confirmed. It is lap 46 of 56 for the United States Grand Prix.
That glassing's really crowded. I'd be very concerned about
it. Can it hold the weight up there as well? A glass floor, 12 floors up. Yeah, I would not be standing there right now with all those people on it. It'll be very, very nerve-wracking.
Just imagine Homer Simpson going on it when, like, do you know one of those jokes? It's like, do you remember when we went to the Grand Canyon?
What, yes?
I imagine that.
Oh, yeah, I see your point. Just completely falling away from each other.
That guy falling off that donkey thing.
11 to go. The gap now 3 seconds between Verstappen and Hamilton. It's closing. 2.9. 2.9 as they cross the line. This is game on as well. And Verstappen now. And Megan, do you want to know some news?
What?
Dear viewers, do you want to know some news? If you look at the driver tracker right now, there is no cars between Verstappen and Hamilton, and they're on their own in the front. It's game on now for the United States Grand Prix. Hamilton can see Max Verstappen, and he's beginning to close that gap. It's 2.7 seconds now.
Just look.
Sainz's wing is scraping the floor. It's got a broken end plate, Megan. Broken end plate. So, yeah, that's going to be losing Sainz quite a lot of damage. If that hits the tyre as well, it could shred.
And with him and Bottas just battling right there, that's not going to do well for anyone.
Verstappen
radio.
What is normally the disadvantage you need to pass here?
I think regardless of that pace delta, Max, I think the key will be just having enough rear tyres for the DRS zones.
So basically they're saying that if he does get past you, you've got enough rear tyres to re-overtake. You're still going to be in that position.
Will it happen?
So what?
But will it happen?
That's the question, and that is the $1 million question. Since we're here in Texas, is that going to happen? Will that happen? Is Ricciardo going to get past? Is Hamilton going to get past Verstappen? It's going to find out quite close. One ball with Valtteri Bottas. The two drivers now, 2.5 seconds between them, as you can see on the driver tracker. They're approaching turn 12. Maximum 8th gear, 330 kilometers an hour. Slam on the brakes at the 180 meter board as well. Down all the way to 3rd gear at 100 kilometers an hour before accelerating back into a tight, twisty complex of corners as well. Meantime, Bottas versus Sainz over 6th place as well. Sainz dropped off the back of Ricciardo in the moment. Ricciardo in no man's land. Bottas very much so on the attack and on the Avenger. I'm trying to work Avengers in somehow.
He's avenging.
Thank you. He's avenging in the front. Let's hear from Lewis.
Copy Lewis. He had a lot of early management. Only loss to him is turn 19, just a 10th there.
So that is Hamilton asking, where am I losing time on the track? And as you can see, just in a couple of tenths. And why is he so fast? Because he's saved it up. There's the driver tracker. 9 laps to go. 2.3 seconds between them now here in Austin. Bono predicted the last 3 laps would be crucial between them. Hamilton is 0.3 a second a lap faster. This is getting serious, but Hamilton's much faster. Hamilton's last lap, a 1:38.807. Verstappen's last lap, a personal best of the race, a 1:39.138. It is pace for Lewis Hamilton at the moment. It's closing down dramatically. It's visually closing now into turn 11. I can't believe it. Could they make contact for a 3rd time? Verstappen's going to go.
I want him to.
Good lap, Max. 38.8 for Hamilton.
Yeah, but notice the engineer for Hamilton, Verstappen's engineer didn't tell him what his lap time was. Because he doesn't want to be told that you're being caught by your championship rival. 5 races after this. Is it all going to be like this?
I want them to crash because then Checo will at least win.
Yeah, what a podium though. Checo, Leclerc, Ricciardo if they crash at the moment as well. But if they do crash, America will, I think, snap in half.
The entire of America just goes silent, just like...
This race also being broadcast on ABC over in America. Bravo says, I hope they don't crash. I do too, but look at the history. Whenever these two race each other hard side by side, one of them goes too aggressive and they end up crashing. Verstappen went aggressive at the start of the race. Do you really think he's not going to go aggressive to defend a race win? This is game on. If they go side by side, it's going to be some of the best racing we're going to see all year. The gap is 1.984. I'll say that again. 1.984 between them. The battle is on here in Austin, Texas. It's getting closer. Look at the gap. Megan, calculate for me. The gap between them, is it 13 points? It's 12. 12. So the gap now 12 points between them. So it doubles from 6 to 12.
It's just like
1.8. 1.8.
Really apprehensive. Oh, when's the next race, by the way? Not next week, is it?
2 weeks' time.
Thank goodness, because I don't think I could come out here late at night on Halloween.
No, it's 2 weeks' time. We take Halloween off, and it's 2 weeks' time. Race control. Black and white flag for Lance Stroll for exceeding the track limits. Okay, so Stroll now getting the black and white flag. As does... Oh, no, Stroll's actually that time deleted, so it's an automatic situation that's happened there. Gap now 1.9 seconds. Now 1.859 seconds. It's changing as quick as you click a finger. The gap is closing.
I believe it's surface overheating. We know it's difficult. Try your best. Bottas has been told to manage the tires and ever go later in the race.
That's Sainz on the radio. That was Sainz on the radio as well. They're closing down. At the end of this, it'll be 7 laps to go. It'll be lap 50 here. How many stars on the American flag?
50.
And it's lap 50 as well. Every single lap of this race has been an absolute star.
Do you want to know how many stripes there are?
Go on.
13 to represent the original 13 states.
Megan's on it. Thank you, Megan. I'm sure Adam as well will love that fact that you know that as well. One of our American viewers as well from the Grid Network. And good evening, good morning and good night to wherever you are in the world watching along this fantastic 2021 Formula 1 season for the American Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. We're watching Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton, the 2021 rivalry that has captured the imaginations of everybody who loves motorsports, and even those who don't love motorsport love this title fight. They've already crashed together twice this year. The British Grand Prix in Silverstone on lap 1, Verstappen came off worse that day. They crashed again at the Italian Grand Prix. They both retired from that one, and now they are going together for a race win with 7 laps to go. The gap between them 1.8 seconds, and now lap 1 was a defensive. God knows what's going to happen.
Little fact, when I did history and when my history class did history, I was really good at American history. I don't know why I was so good at American history, but I was good.
I don't blame you. Now, Vettel is going to attack Antonio Giovinazzi as well. He has the DRS down towards turn 12. He's going to look to the inside to try and make a little manoeuvre. He's too far back. 1.6 seconds now between Hamilton. 1.624 at the moment. Game on. Battle on. Race on. I can't wait.
Is it weird that
Hamilton matched that time in sector 1 and beat it. He did. Look, 26.5 for Verstappen. Hamilton at 26.4 first sector. And his fastest sector 2 and his fastest sector 3. Last lap time for Verstappen at 1:39.238. Hamilton at 1:38.878. As we start lap 51, the gap 1.64 seconds.
Another fact, I also loved doing about the battle of Little Bighorn.
Okay.
I really love doing about that battle.
Which one's going to come out on top here then, Verstappen or Hamilton? Because it's getting close now. 6 laps to go, and there's only 1.7 seconds between them.
I feel like I'm still going to say Hamilton because I just feel like I feel like he's just going to catch up a bit more.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Because he's pitted later, so his tyres are better.
Yeah, what's the gap actually? Oh, and this is Alonso retiring. Alonso retires from the United States Grand Prix. That is enough for Alonso.
Rear wing broke up. Retire the car.
Oh, rear wings broke.
Rear wing issue for
Fernando Alonso's rear wing is broke.
6 laps.
That's Verstappen's radio. Oh, Megan's not happy about that. I'm sorry. Alonso's out of the race. He becomes...
That umbrella! He had bad luck all weekend.
Our third retirement of the race then, as Bottas is closing in on Carlos Sainz, 4 tenths between them. Hamilton now visually closing on Max Verstappen. The question is it going to stay like this for the remainder of the race? Who's going to be the first one to switch up the engine temperature and switch on the higher fuel mix as well? I know they have to stay relatively the same, but you can have different engine power settings to extend the pace. Lance Stroll with the black and white flag. 5 laps to go of the United States Grand Prix here. We've been racing for around about an hour and 27 minutes, and it has been the most dramatic hour and 27 minutes as well. And it's going to conclude the first race on American soil in over 24 months with a showdown between the two championship rivals of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton.
Right, so...
Radio still. Radio still for Verstappen.
There's no comeback.
No comeback.
6 laps.
Well, that was a bit late. They could have edited that, so it's not live, couldn't they? Sainz is being caught by Bottas as well. 1.7 seconds, and Hamilton fastest sector 1 by a tenth over Verstappen. A 4.47.
It was wrong as well. It's 5 laps.
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, did I say 4?
No, he said 6.
That must have been a delayed message. Had to be a delayed message there because it's 5 to go.
Bad Red Bull.
Yeah, this is getting tense now, isn't it? 1.7. It said Bono said 3 laps to go would be the crunch point, and that's when he wants to attack. 3 to go is when they want to attack. There's nothing in front of them. Schumacher is about 10 seconds up the road, so there's nothing between them. The battle is on, the fight is on as Bottas has the DRS to try and get through on Carlos Sainz, who goes a little bit wide. We've got Kun Click says, what's the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen? 1.93 at the moment, so it's 1.93 there for Kun saying there. 1.93 seconds, as that is Stroll making a move on Russell for 13th.
Yeah, it also looked like he was very close to track limits there. So, we should look into that. I mean, he's already had a black and white flag, so does he really want to risk it?
4 laps to go. Hamilton again now 1.7 seconds closer. They're all watching along. They are trying to hold the gap. It's now game on with 4 to go. Hamilton is going to start pumping in those fastest laps. He's got to start pumping in these fastest laps. Wasn't quick, but he's 2/10 quicker on that sector. It's 1.6 seconds. Hamilton switched it on.
Gap is up to 1.9. Come on, mate.
That's wrong.
It's changed. 1.695 now as well. It's changing as quick as you can say it. One mistake now for either of them. It's game over in this race.
Gap is up to 1.9.
Saying that, we've got a yellow flag. We've got a yellow. Bottas trying to pass Sainz as well around the outside. Bottas cuts back. There's a yellow flag in turn in sector 6. Where's sector 6, Megan?
I don't know.
Right, I think it could be Raikkonen.
Sector 1.
It's Raikkonen. Raikkonen's gone rallying. Rally Raikkonen. It's rallying. Rallying goes through. As he comes back on, Perez goes through. That's a lap down in here. So Raikkonen back on. We go green again. 1.6 seconds still the gap. So Raikkonen gets back on the track as well. Let's just see how he did it. Oh, he spun. Looked at the rear tyres over the crest in turn 8. Just lost it into the gravel.
Hamilton saw that. He was just like, what?
1.5. 1.6.
I love how just coming around the corner, Hamilton just saw that. It's just like, look at him.
It's a game of chicken between the two championship rivals. 3 laps to go of the United States Grand Prix, and this is where Bono said, turn it up to 11.
And Bottas 0.9 behind.
That's Sainz.
No more strikes at turn 6. No more strikes at turn 6.
They have to say hammer time.
They have to say hammer time. They need to say hammer time. It's game on now. Hamilton's going to switch up that engine. He was 3/10 faster on that last lap. Bottas closing in Sainz as well. We're in for a grandstand finish at the United States Grand Prix as well.
1.3.
It's happening. It's
1.2.
happening. It's happening. Hamilton's done it. Hamilton switched up the engine. Here we go. Game on. Race on. Fight on. As Verstappen makes a little mistake at turn 10. I wonder if the pressure's starting to get to him. He won't be in DRS range this lap, but he will start to close that gap. How quick is that Mercedes as Verstappen takes a very quick line as they exit to turn 11 and start the long trek down towards turn 12 over a mile and a half. 1.1. Breathe, Joshua, breathe. Don't go too mad. Breathe. Breathe. Keep calm. Every motorsport fan, keep calm. This is a close one. 1.2. 1.250 though. And that's only because of a gap between them. This is it. Game on. It's not going to be last lap. Surely it's not going to be last lap. Surely it's not going to be a last lap situation. Let's go full screen as well, because you need to see this. Come on, Max, says Bravo276. Come on, Max, you can do it, he says as well. It's game on, 1.1 second as they round the pagoda and turns 16, 17 and 18. Christian Horner watching on as well. He's in at the edge of his seat as we start 2 to go. The penultimate lap of the United States Grand Prix. The gap is on, the race is on. Hamilton was 4/10 a second faster. 4/10 of a second faster on that last lap. Josh Plain says it's hammer time. 1 second. If he gets within a second, when he gets to the DRS range at turn 11, the DRS detection point...
0.9.
It's in it. The DRS detection point...
1.1.
The DRS detection point is 150 metres before turn 10. So can he get in? Will he get in as well?
Okay, the car is okay. The car is okay.
And 2 more laps. Feels like the wind is picking up.
And that gust.
He hasn't said hammer time. He hasn't said hammer time. But he's bringing in 1.3.
Last lap.
Yeah. Oh, this can be a last lap. Unless Verstappen...
1.6.
Yeah, well, this is why. Verstappen's had a bit of a problem coming into turn 11. He's lost the time. And now they've caught Schumacher. So Schumacher's now in the mix. If Verstappen get ahead of Schumacher, this could be a little bit of a problem as well. Schumacher's got to get out of the way. He needs to get out of the way. He's going to... Well, this could actually be beneficial. Schumacher could hold Verstappen up and put Hamilton through. It's going to be a grandstand finish, isn't it? You know it. We know it. You know it. We all know it. This is going to be the last lap. What a dramatic... What a dramatic race, Verstappen!
Haska, please go out of the way. Get on to Michael.
Yeah, we are on it.
That's not Michael.
Yeah, that's not Michael Schumacher. Get on to Michael Masi. Max is on about to get out of the way because this is it. Just going to be a 6-point gap between them. No, 12 points.
0.8.
It's closing. This is it. Schumacher gets out of the way. He calls Verstappen. Hamilton's with him. It's the white flag for the United States Grand Prix. Hamilton is going to give it his all. They've both got the DRS up the hill towards turn number 1. Last lap the call. Who's going to win the American Grand Prix? Into turn 1 we go. Verstappen turns in. Has a good exit. Hamilton was 3/10 a second faster. He's within a second. Game on. Fight on as well. They're racing for a world championship. This is what we've wanted to see all season long. A drag race between them.
Exactly a second.
Oh, he's still within the zone though. He's still within the zone. This is updated, by the way, on minute sector times. Is Hamilton going to have the pace though coming through? 1.1. I don't think he's going to have the DRS though. Into turn 11. We're about to find out. Bottas passes sides. Bottas passes sides. He's made the manoeuvre. Bottas goes through. Bottas goes through. Makes the manoeuvre. Tries to get it through. Tries to have the attack. Down the back straight away we go. 1.1 seconds between them at the moment. They're closing in. They need to be in. The fans are excited about this one. Let's see. 1 seconds between them. Here we go again. The fight is on. Right. Hold it back. Hold it back. Keep it on. 9/10 between them. It's going to be a line. Surely it's not going to be in the line. Verstappen's pushing hard. Hamilton's pushing harder, faster. Mina needed to be neater. 8/10 between them. It's going to be surely not the line. Stroll goes to P12 as well. Raikkonen goes P13. It's not going to matter. In a brilliant Texas showdown, it's Max Verstappen who wins the United States Grand Prix by 1.3 seconds. And boy, oh boy, did the American fans love that. Boy, oh boy, did we love that. Texas erupts in fantastic applause. Max Verstappen wins the United States Grand Prix and does a fantastic race. Let's bring on the map once again. What a race! What a race! Verstappen wins again. Again, his 11th win. He holds off Hamilton. What a race!
That is so close, that was. I generally thought Hamilton would somehow manage to sneak up on Verstappen, though Max has won it, and it's a bigger gap in the title. Here's Max.
What a drive, Max. What a drive. Masterful. Well done, mate.
That was loud.
12 points.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Sheer class, Max. That was classy. What a drive. What a drive.
We did it. Great job, guys.
Great job.
We wanted a Texas showdown. Boy, oh boy, did we get one. The American fans have been treated to a great one. Look at that sight, though. Look at that sight. The young fan of a Max here in America celebrates with his father. This is fantastic.
He's also driver of the day.
Very well deserved.
22% of the vote. So Lewis Hamilton gets the fastest lap.
Well, that was a 1:38.485. So that means now that the gap in the championship is just 12 points. A 12-point gap going into Mexico. Mercedes needed to win this race. They haven't done so. It's gone to Max Verstappen in a dogfight at Texas. The Texas Showdown has produced Max Verstappen as an American Grand Prix winner. Fantastic. And that was a pure fight as well, just like we wanted. We had it in Bahrain, then we had some crashes. That was a fantastic motor race.
And very good manoeuvring from Red Bull with their strategies.
They had him from as soon as they did that. As you spotted it as well, Max, they had him from there. They forced Hamilton into those errors. They had him from there. Race is over then. We'll come back up to the main camera as well. Let's go over to the group chat actually quick, because let's take a look at the poll actually. 17 votes. Who's going to finish ahead? 65% of you said Max Verstappen. 35% of you said Lewis Hamilton. For those of you who said Max Verstappen, you've got it correct. And I've ended the poll now as well. The results will just come in the chat. Let's have a look. The map is gone. Could you bring it back? Yeah, we put the map. We go full screen on the last lap as well, in case anything dramatic happens, so that we can clip it for the highlights, because it's harder to clip when it's in the map zone. But we do bring the map back up, of course. Josh plays DRS range as well. Verstappen has done it, says Josh. Yes, Max, says Bravo276. There's the complete poll results as well. And he did do it, Megan, and he did it in some fine style. What a day of racing we've had. We've crowned 3 world champions, and we've had Max Verstappen take a 12-point lead in the championship. Champions weekend and Champions Day here has been absolutely fantastic. And if you're Lewis, let's say from Hamilton, actually.
Lewis, nevertheless, a brilliant drive. Brilliant drive, even if we don't like the end result. Brilliant.
No rebuttal from Hamilton. How annoyed do you reckon he is? He can feel this championship slipping away.
Slowly getting out of his car. Oh, look at Max's tyres.
I think he's picked up a load of rubber, hasn't he, on this slowdown lap?
That's a lot of debris.
I'm shaking.
It's basically demolished.
Yeah, I'm actually shaking right now with the adrenaline running through. It's unbelievable with that. Your call was a cucumber, so you could probably call that last lap better than me, but that is a fantastic race. I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. And apparently your W Series race as well, everything was broadcast, so don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Apparently everything was there, which is great. Max Verstappen wins, gets driver of the day as well. It is Max Verstappen's 18th Grand Prix victory. It's the victory that gives him an extended lead in the championship. It came in 6 points. It leaves as 12 points going into Mexico in 2 weeks' time. And Mexico is a track Max Verstappen has won at twice in a row. Hamilton's emotionless. He now needs... Okay, so there's 5 races... Didn't know he was there, did it? We're acting like this is the end of the championship. It's not. There's 5. Not. Yeah, there's 5 very long races to go. Mexico is a Verstappen country, but then we go to Brazil. Brazil is Hamilton town.
Yeah.
I think Qatar is going to be Hamilton's town. So is Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi are the 2 ones that could fluctuate. This title fight is going down to the last race, believe it or not.
So that was so funny. Lewis just looked up, just like...
Yeah, camera, hello.
Literally, he bashed his head on the camera.
And it was, of course, the anniversary today of Honda's first ever win back in 1961. It was Honda's anniversary. So it was 60 years ago today, Honda Power took their first ever win in Formula 1 at the United States Grand Prix in 1961.
Oh, coincidental.
And now Max Verstappen, 60 years later, gives Honda a victory on an anniversary as well at the United States Grand Prix. And the 140,000 fans that are here today, 400,000 have graced this track over the weekend, making it the most successful race in F1 history as Formula 1 returns to America after the COVID break of 2020. They've delivered a great one. No safety car today, only a virtual safety car, but we still had 3 DNFers of Alonso, Ocon and Gasly.
And a dramatic race.
Yeah, a very dramatic race. And crucially as well, both Alpines retiring, which doesn't really affect them in the championship, except for the fact that it closes the gap between them and AlphaTauri, because Tsunoda finished in P9 today. So it just closes that gap now. It'll put Alpine's still on 104, but it put 93 points to AlphaTauri. So that battle for 5th in the Constructors is closing up. Hamilton talking now with Angie as well.
It's funny, I just saw George Russell in the background.
Apparently George has been everywhere this weekend. Mixed with Mick Schumacher's with Sebastian Vettel as well, as he would be.
Stroll.
Is that Sergio Perez or Max Verstappen there at the side there? I'm not sure which driver that was. It was Perez, yeah. 1-3 for Red Bull. Good spot. Perez finished 3rd. We haven't actually finished the running order yet. Bottas, with that penalty again, fails to make the podium. He finishes P6. Let's go through the results quickly then while we've got time. Max Verstappen takes victory from Lewis Hamilton 2nd. Sergio Perez rounds out the top 3. Charles Leclerc P4. Danny Ricciardo goes into P5 as well. Valtteri Bottas is 6th. Carlos Sainz is 7th, Lando Norris 8th, Yuki Tsunoda 9th, Sebastian Vettel getting a crucial World Championship .2 for Aston Martin. Outside of the points, Antonio Giovinazzi is P11, P12 for Lance Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen is P13, George Russell 14th, 15th for Nicholas Latifi, Schumacher is 16th and Mazepin 17th. Out of the race, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly from the United States Grand Prix.
Look how big that Red Bull can is.
Big Red Bull can. Serena Williams just walks through as well. There's the freestyle rapper on the background as well. Of course, our biggest star as well, the Hollywood actor and director just in front of us. I hate it when now that celebrities are back at the race because I never know where anybody is with their masks on and glasses on. You
the
can't
producer
tell.
won, Ben Stiller.
Thank you. Oh, you are good, here. Yeah, Ben Stiller. Thank you, Megan. I knew it was Ben somebody other, but I didn't want to say Ben anything differently. Okay.
The name earlier.
Jenson Button is talking with the top 3. He starts with Lewis Hamilton, P2 in the race.
Lewis, that was very tense for all of us watching. You can't hear a word you're saying. You can't hear a word. I'll shout as loud as I can. It was so tense for everyone watching. Red Bull jumped early. It looked like you guys had stayed strong. It looked like you had the right strategy, but it didn't quite come off at the end.
No, well, firstly, congratulations to Max. He did a great job today. It was such a tough race. Got a good start. Gave it absolutely everything, but at the end of the day, they just had the upper hand this weekend, and we couldn't have really asked for more. But a big thank you to my team for, great pit stops, great hard work throughout the weekend, and what an amazing crowd. To perform in front of you guys is such an honor.
Yeah, it's a very special race here, and I'm sure it's one you wanted to come away with a victory. You got that bonus fastest lap, which is a point, but yeah, let us know how it feels to just be in front of this crowd. It feels like we've broken into the US, which is pretty special.
Yeah, I think this is definitely our acceptance into the US. And what a place to be, as I said. It's a real honor to be out here. I hope we get more races out here. I hope that the sport continues to grow, because you can tell just how great the fans are out here. So I hope we get to come out more.
Great fighting spirit, Lewis. Cheers.
Lewis Hamilton finishing 2nd. He's only 12 points back in the title. That was the gap going a couple of weeks ago. This championship can swing very, very quickly. And it's not over yet, is it? There's a long, long way to go in this championship fight.
Sergio Perez.
Yep, just coming out to talk to JB.
Checo. It looks like it was a little bit physical out there today.
Oh, I struggled massively, Since lap 1, I ran out of water. I couldn't drink at all. I think by the middle of my second stint, I was starting to get pretty difficult, losing in strength. I think my toughest race ever physically.
Well, congratulations to bring home that 3rd place. Great points for you, great points for the team. And I always remember this was kind of your home race before we had the Mexican Grand Prix.
Yeah.
These fans, they've been cheering your name. What have you got to say to them?
Yeah, muchas gracias por tanto apoyo. De verdad que no me
words in his home language.
Muchas gracias.
Thanks, Checo.
That got quite an applause, and I think there's someone dressed as Mario. That's actually quite a good pair of glasses.
It's me, Mario.
Here comes Max Verstappen, and he goes for his interview.
18th career victory.
It's his 18th career victory, and the crowd goes wild with happiness.
Congratulations,
joy.
Max. That was an aggressive strategy, but you made it work.
Yeah, of course we lost out in the start, so we had to try and do something else. But the tire wear is quite high around this track, so we did go aggressive, and I was not sure it was going to work. But yeah, the last few laps were fun. Bit sideways through the high speed corners, but super happy, of course, to hang on.
Yeah, well, it's yeah, you guys have learned from maybe the mistakes of the past, but an amazing victory. You know, Lewis was bearing down at the end, which is a lot of pressure. It's Red Bull's 200th podium today, so a very special event, and a very special event for you too. Have you got a message for the fans here? They've been amazing all weekend, haven't
They've been incredible, and it's amazing, first of all, to be here, but also to see so many of you around the track. So hopefully we can do this for many years to come.
Excellent. Thanks, Max.
Right, that is good words from Max there, and obviously looking forward to the future. And it goes, oh, there's a car that looks like a bull.
Okay, it's actually four-time NBA champion
Or
for
moose.
basketball. That's Shaquille O'Neal, I believe. If I've got that name wrong, crucify me later for it. But I'm trying to do graphics so that we can have the post-race show immediately after.
That is an interesting car.
Really is an interesting car, isn't it? Would you do that? He tried to talk to him on the grid.
I don't know.
Oh, he's delivering the winner's trophy. I was wondering what he was
We'll
doing.
get the name then, if you got it right.
He's delivering the P1 trophy.
Ooh, I definitely want to sit on those seats.
They do look comfy, don't they? Full leather. That's a bit much. Is he going to go up to the podium then?
I might have to just like take a nap in that car.
He's holding that trophy up. You don't realise that he's not the winner of the Grand Prix. He delivers it now to the Masters of Ceremonies. He has to deliver it up there himself.
He has to duck his head.
Yeah, he's in charge of this ceremony.
He has to duck his head to prevent from hitting it.
Oh, is this the replay of the line? Here, Max, have a go. Call the checkered flag moment.
Okay, so that was quite a good photo style finish there from Max, and it's definitely something. Oh, what's that hanging out of his car?
It's the tape. I think it's the side tape to keep the cooling engine on.
It's on both sides.
That's a bit of an unusual.
And jump.
Into the fans. Oops, I've lost our. Oh, I thought I lost our audio picture there. I knocked a lead, but it's not me. That's done it. So take one out. And,
I feel like I've been standing for hours. I don't know how you do it.
How do I do it? Willpower, Megs. As well, I just need to duck down. So we're going to move to the podium ceremony.
Also, you've done it way more.
Oh, no.
Picture's frozen.
My fault. Sorry. My fault. Hello. Yeah, I'm trying to do several things at once here. Sorry, it's my fault. As we come through. Ready for the podium ceremony.
I feel like that man is going to be the same size as Perez. On the podium.
No, imagine the NBA basketball player alongside Yuki Tsunoda, the tallest guy at about 6 or 7 foot compared to Yuki Tsunoda at 5 foot.
Jeez.
I know.
Why do I feel like on the winner's podium he would be the same size as George Russell?
I was thinking as well. Oh. Josh, your mic's off. Thanks for that.
And it's
imagine the NBA basketball player right alongside Yuki Tsunoda, 7 foot high compared to a 3 foot guy there. That must be unbelievable.
Imagine him next to George on the highest podium, and George is the tallest driver on the grid.
George is the tallest driver on the grid, and you can see the problems that he has as well, can't you?
Yeah. Can't fit.
Yeah, do you remember he had to wear size 10 boots when he's a size 11 back in Shakir when he was in Hamilton's car?
Yeah, he was not good.
He was not good. Well, no, what do you mean not good?
He was in pain.
He was in pain, but he was a fantastic driver.
He drove through the pain.
Onto the podium then comes Sergio Perez, podium number 14 of his Formula 1 career, and he has been having multiple great races this year.
I think I just saw his dad.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah. Papa Perez, as Sergio's actually taken on his flag onto the podium as well. His
Red Bull
flag.
have stolen the car.
Yeah.
They're sitting in it.
And now on the podium as well, Lewis Hamilton. His 177th career podium in Formula 1 as well.
Oh my God, the man's taller than both of them on the podiums.
And now Max Verstappen, the race winner. His 55th career podium and his 18th career win. Max Verstappen wins the United States Grand Prix, and we will hear in his honour the Dutch national anthem. Yeah, but look at comparison as well as they come through. Have to talk over it, of course, due to YouTube regulations. For some reason, this is produced by Natural Life Band.
At the comparison.
Hang on. Why is the NBA player there?
I don't know.
That's not allowed. You're breaking the procedure. That's not allowed. You have to be to the side. You cannot stand there. You are breaking the procedure at the podium. Only the drivers can be in that position. That is not right. I'm sorry,
Why
but
has he gone there?
to believe it or not, this happened in Jerez in 1997, and Jerez lost the race. It was that big of a deal. You cannot interrupt or manipulate the podium ceremony for anything, and we have an NBA basketball player standing in front of the national anthems. That's not right. It's incorrect. The Red Bull now part of the national anthem, the Austrian national anthem for the team for their for their 72nd career victory and the 200th podium, with Max taking podium 199 and Perez taking podium 200 as well. There's Papa Perez, but they're going to get in trouble. They're not allowed to be manipulating the podium. The only people who can stand in those slots are the racing drivers and the race winners.
Also, it's a pictures thing.
Yeah, it's in the pictures as well. So why we've got an NBA player standing there in the podium, I do not know.
He's noticed.
Yeah, he should be on the side. The Master of Ceremonies is going to have a big telling off with him. Look, you can see him just standing in the side looking at it. This is it may be a good publicity stunt, but it's wrong. It is very, very, very wrong, and I'm not surprised. If you interfere with the podium as well, you yourself get a fine from the FIA. The NBA player is going to be given a very hefty fine, probably like $1,000 or something or other. But that is not allowed. I know I'm being vocal on that, but it's breaking FIA rules.
It is breaking FIA rules,
Also,
and Red Bull are taking pictures on the car.
It's also breaking COVID rules.
It is, because he isn't wearing a mask.
Yeah, national anthem time there on there as well. Oh dear, someone's going to get put in the podium jail. Yeah, beyond the podium jail. As the first place trophy now presented to Max Verstappen. What a race win he's had today. And it has been a fantastic race. You can't disagree with it. It has been, once again, a domination effect. The Constructors' Trophy for Red Bull and for Honda as well. Honda win again in Formula 1. You must admit, Megan, Honda have got their act together with Red Bull, and they've got one of the best cars, if not the best car on the grid.
I suppose.
Second place trophy to Lewis Hamilton, as I said, his 177th career podium. Bobby Einstein as well, the chairman of the board here at the Circuit of the Americas, presents the trophy as well.
Einstein, is that like
yes.
to Albert?
I'm not sure. Could be a relative. I'm not too sure about that one. Third place trophy as well. You should all know this man's face as well. The president of ACUS as well, George Silverman, presents Sergio Perez with the trophy. The photos will be the fruition now, and that MPA player is really, really annoying me. Get out of the way. Now he has.
Yeah, is that all?
It's champagne time here at the Circuit of the Americas. Max Verstappen celebrates a very well hard done race. Red Bull celebrate another double podium. And once again, a first and a third with a brilliantly strategy call on the pit wall and by Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton finishes second. The gap in the championship now just 12 points as the F1 circus takes a week's break before starting one of the most grueling triple headers we are ever going to see. Mexico to Brazil, and then all the way around the world to Qatar for the first time. Enjoy the next week's break, because we've got a fantastic triple header following us. Who'll lead the championship at the end of that triple header? We'll find out in a couple of weeks' time. Megan, your driver of the day, please.
I'm going to say Max, because he's really, really just kept on it today.
I'd agree there. Max Verstappen, driver of the day. And throw in the mix as well, actually, Danny Ricciardo for a driver of the day. He's done some great manoeuvres over this race.
He was actually third.
Yes, actually third,
driver of the day.
We've got no YouTube action again next weekend after having the Champions Weekend this weekend. We say congratulations to Ash Sutton for winning the Touring Car Championship, to Jamie Chadwick for winning the W Series as well, and to Fabio Quartararo for winning the MotoGP in brilliant fashion as well earlier on. Formula 1 has delivered us with another great race. We move on now to a triple header. Mexico in 2 weeks' time, Brazil in 3 weeks' time, and a month. Formula 1 makes their debut in the desert of Qatar, before a 2-week break, before another double-header to round out the season in Saudi Arabia and under the lights in Abu Dhabi. We're in for a showdown. 5 races to go with a total of 12 points separating them. November 5th to November 7th for the Mexican Grand Prix. Join us then, but stay with us because in about 5 minutes' time, me and Megan will be on air for the Grand Prix review. That's in 5 minutes' time. Thanks for your company. We'll see you in 5 minutes. But for those of you disappearing now from the main programme, good night to you all.